guys, I am sitting in Juliet Landau's beautiful home, and I can't believe how lucky I am that you let me in.
Always.
Like I was just before we hit live button, I was just saying how I am pretty good in front of the camera. Like I could talk about myself, my favorite subject, but I am not good with all of the rest of this stuff. And I walk into your home, and you and Deb have it all dialed in. You've got everything set out. Deb is taking care of the technical stuff. He'll be helping us with questions from you guys.
It's great.
And I didn't even know how to get into the site that is going to tell me what I'm supposed to sign.
But we
and
got
you
guys,
without you guys, that would be helpful.
Ash says hi, Drusilla's doll says hi, Ash says I can't breathe, Christy Goodday says hi,
Hi, Christy.
Roger says 79 says hi from Norway.
Hi, Roger
Wow,
from
hi,
Norway.
Norway.
It must be, what is it, 9 hours ahead or more than that?
I just love that it's a world community.
It's
I
amazing.
love being
It's
reminded of
incredible.
that.
I think Claire is going to be here today from Australia, but she had, I think it was 4 a.m. To be here right now. So
Oh wow!
that's awesome.
Buffy the Australian Shepherd says hello everybody.
Hi, are you in Australia as well? That's amazing.
Can we say that? Can we
I can
Buffy
say it.
Oh, okay. So
You can't.
this brings up why this is going to be a special day, which I think actually is going to be really fun.
We're excited about it.
Yeah, because we are constrained. Juliet and I are in the Screen Actors Guild, and we're on strike. And part of what that means is that we are precluded. We cannot talk about, we'll say, Duffy.
Mm-hmm.
Duffy, the vampire slayer. The man.
I'm
We can't. Yeah, maybe I've just got fined. I don't know. But we can't talk about any film or television project that we've ever done in our lives.
Other than I can talk about my film that's coming out in October because it's not part of the AMPTP contract, and James can talk about his music, and we can do that kind of stuff. But we can't actually talk about shows, and we are hoping that this strike is going to be resolved because it really is time to address the issue so that we can bring you the shows and movies that you love and make a living doing it.
Yeah. And I think that the strike is going to go on for a little while, frankly,
Yeah.
because we are concerned that the union is concerned about AI, both the writers and the actors unions. The writers, the producers are going to be asking AI to write scripts, mainly not for comedy. Apparently, that's safe for now, but for procedural, cop shows, medical shows, stuff like that. That's going to be. They want to do that with AI.
They also want to use our likenesses without doing anything and just facing.
Rights for emissions, respect you all standing strong.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And did you hear that they also want to do, instead of hiring extras for background, they want to hire them for like half a day and then do them digitally as opposed to compensating people that are showing up as well.
And so, like right now, we have power because right now the AI is not good enough. They need us. They can't make product without us. And so this is if we don't get some protection now, we never will.
But we're also fighting for residual payments, which is the way that actors make a living and are able to eat and have a roof over their heads, is that because the work is a different thing than 9 to 5 every single day, that when something airs or shows that actors get paid for it, well, the streamers have gotten rid of that altogether. And so it's been an issue that's been a problem, and people that you're seeing all the time literally are not making their health insurance that you see on air all the time.
And it's a lot like, a lot of people say, oh, sports stars, they're making so much money. That's true for maybe 2% of professional athletes. The rest are really just making enough to maybe afford a home, and they only, their careers are about 7 years long. And after they get out of the stadium and they're not a professional athlete, they're usually selling cars, and that the same is true for a lot of actors. And so the question is, how do you pay enough to support a community of either athletes or artists so that there is a community to draw from when you want to make your product.
Well, yeah. And the other thing with the streamers that's changed is, network TV used to be a season was 22. Often a season could be anywhere from 6 to 12 episodes. So again, you're out of the pool for being able to do other work, but you're actually not being paid enough because it's such a less amount of episodes. Plus, the rates have just been going down and down and down. So there's many, many issues that we are fighting for.
Yeah. So we are like, I'm a union man. I love my union. I am amazed that we have a 90% unemployment rate in SAG. So the fact that there is any power at all to be exerted is kind of amazing to me. The fact that they give me a free lunch is just forever amazing to me.
So fortunate to get to do what we love to do, too.
But I support the union, and I know you do too. So we're going to be very careful today to stay within union bounds, even though I kind of want to be stroppy about it.
No, you don't. So our very first image, we're going to go through the VIP orders first, and our first dual image is this image. I'm not going to mention what it's from, but I'm sure a bunch of you know. And so this first one, I assume if it doesn't have a name or anything, it's just signature from both of us. So I'm going to put and I think this is the very first one of this image that has ever been signed. And this one is, I don't even know who it's going to. It's a mysterious because they didn't want to name. So, ooh.
And I can't talk about a wig that may or may not have been. I can't talk about any of that.
You cannot.
Okay.
Juliet, Living Deco 89, you look stunning, Juliet.
Oh,
Eloise says hello from France, and please forgive me, I'm terrible at saying people's names.
Hi.
Hot Dog 33333, any East Coast dates for Ghost in the Robot, James?
We will be playing Nashville in October, but that's the closest that we're coming to the East Coast for now. The problem with Ghost of the Robot is that, for touring, is that when we first got together, 3 of us were in high school. And I went to the parents and I said, we're never going to ask your sons to dump out of their education to do this music. And so they let them be in the band. By the time they got out of high school, 2 of them went on to college, and by the time they got out of college, we got another guy in who was in high school, who's now in college. So it kind of truncates our ability to play. That's why we've been playing LA. We're gonna get out to Nashville, and we're having so much fun. The band is really firing on all cylinders right now, and so hold on. But if you have an ability to get to Nashville in October, if you go to gotrmusic.com, there's a link tree to all of the stuff we're doing, and that will be announced. We're going to make an official announcement. I shouldn't be talking about this right now because we haven't made that announcement, but it is locked in October. And so, yeah.
I have something that I just want to say. So this one is for Spike and Drusilla, and it is their bulldogs, Spike and Drusilla. And so the inscription that they wanted was, "We love your insides, the parts we can't see." And then I wrote the parts you can't see, because that's the line. And then you're right, from eyeballs to little bulldog tails. So I hope I left enough room for that on this one. I was listening about your music and got a bit carried away with my
No problem.
Henry Packard.
From eyeballs?
So you say from eyeballs to little bulldog tails.
Okay.
Very cute. I think that's my first pet ever signature toward. I've met and seen pictures of pets, but I don't think I've ever signed a picture yet. Have you, James?
I don't think so.
I think that this is a first.
How do you spell bulldogs?
It's a bulldog is BULL.
2L.
OG Tails, TAILS.
Okay.
Camcow 2001, you and James, Juliet and James are brilliant, were absolutely brilliant, awesome, amazing in that show and the spin-off of that show.
Amazing.
Juliet and James, are you reading anything good right now?
I am finishing up the Ender books. I started with Ender's Shadow years ago and was so impressed. This is Orson Scott Card. It was made into a movie, and it didn't really get, it wasn't as good as the book. But there's lots of books, and there's just there is a wealth of compassion contrasted with a really ruthless world that I just love. So it seems to be saying the importance of compassion and understanding no matter what, even if you live in a world that is very, very brutal. And I just love these books. And there's many of them, and I think I have 3 left, and I'm kind of sad about it. I gotta get going here. So this is to, who's this to?
Marina.
Henry Packard, can someone tell James how brilliant I think he is?
Aw. And she didn't have a specific for you, Marina, so you can...
Forever Gypsy Girl. Hello from Kim in Virginia. It's wonderful to see you together. We loved your chemistry on that show.
Yeah. This is why we're not afraid that we can't talk about the show, because really I just enjoy talking with Juliet about anything.
Me too.
So, and I am not numbering. I am not worrying about anything. Do I have to worry about completed over here?
Oh,
You're doing all of it.
I will do that. I actually didn't do complete, so I'm glad you mentioned it. And I have this one, and this is complete. Okay, great. And then...
Exana Baby Blue.
Okay.
Alex, love
Do you mind
you and
doing that?
Juliet
Because I
James
did
from
want to correct my thing, so I'm just gonna
MGEU.
give you that one to redo better because I screwed up.
You got it.
Buffy Slayer Spain, you are important to me that I can only thank you.
You can't say that, Dev.
I'll say that show.
Muffy.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I didn't.
I think I can say it, right?
Can you? You
I
bad
don't
boy.
know.
Dev, you bad boy. Okay.
Juliet, what about book? What book?
Wait, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm doing an autograph to Jenny, and so I just want to make sure I get this right. I'm doing.
Queen of Halloween, if you had a dream project to work on, what would it be? If you can talk about hypothetical projects.
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so this is from. Sorry, Jenny. I got Jenny. So yeah, that's Jenny.
J-E-N-N-Y.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do a movie of Macbeth. I had come down here right before I met you, and just come off of a really successful production of it in Seattle. And the thing about Macbeth is that it is known to be one of the great plays, but quite often when I've gone to see it, it's terrible. And I read this wonderful book called Of Jesuits and Witches, which really talked about why that is and mistakes that we make when we produce that play. And I always thought that it just inherently would be a great movie because it's the shortest of all the Shakespeare plays. The 5th act of Macbeth splinters. It's a big problem when you produce it. Because it goes from location to location, it just jumps all over the place. And oftentimes when you're doing it on a stage, it slows down because you're jumping from England to Scotland, from castle to castle. And if you have any sets at all, it just slows it to a crawl, right when the pace of the play should be picking up. And I thought, man, if you do a movie, you can just cut to the new location.
Yes.
Another one of those?
Yeah.
And yeah, I always, and it's just really violent, which is good. You know, you can have battle scenes. And so I came down and I wrote a script. I started writing it in Seattle, and then finished it when I came down to Los Angeles.
This is from Marina, and she wants a quote that you liked as the character we're not mentioning.
You got it. You got it. 1 second.
Marina.
I'm going to quote Macbeth if I'm not careful.
Yeah, I know.
Can I quote Macbeth? No, that's bad luck, apparently.
This is for Wyatt.
Emma Tidy says, lovely to see you guys. Juliet, dream project?
Oh my goodness. I think I I would say that we've been working on it with our feature film, and it is coming out in October 13th, Friday the 13th, A Place Among the Dead, and it's been really amazing being on the journey. We swept the festival circuit. It's unbelievable. We're going to be announcing soon the amount of awards that we've gotten, and so super excited for the worldwide streaming release and Blu-ray release too. We're putting together extras right now and have a lot of fan videos that are going to go on the extras as well, and so it's just super, super exciting.
Does this have a name in this one?
Marina.
Juliet, Rachel Heyman says she's very excited to see you next week for the screening of A Place Among the Dead. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
What
So
we're doing?
Marina is M-A-R-I-N-A. And Rachel, it's wonderful to see you. Rachel is one of our A Place Among the Dead heads. We have audience members who have named themselves like the Grateful Dead. And they come to every single screening event online and then fly into our live screenings as well. And next Saturday, we're going to be screening the film, doing a Q&A, and then we have interactive audience Zooms, and they have been so profound and powerful. We were talking a little bit about this in another context. Our movie is a genre-bending, elevated horror movie which explores the repercussions of growing up under the sway of narcissism and psychological abuse. And it is unbelievable how prevalent narcissism and narcissistic abuse is. And whether it be a spouse, an ex-spouse, a partner, an ex-partner, a boss, a coworker, a friend, a family member, our world leaders, there comes a point when we're talking to the audience where people say, oh my gosh, it's as if we are talking about the exact same person because these traits are so much the same. And we've just been having the most incredible conversations with everybody, and people have been changing their lives in unbelievable ways and really blossoming, and say that the movie has helped them, and so we are really deeply touched.
Someone asked me what my dream project would be. My dream project I would like to do would be a film version of Streetcar Named Desire with Juliet and James. Would that be fun?
Oh,
That would be amazing.
Yeah?
That would be great.
Can you do a quote from Macbeth, James?
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusky death. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. It is a poor player that struts and frets as hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. That is the most depressing piece of the English language that I know of.
It's beautiful.
That is just,
That's really well done.
and every word is a lie. And when Macbeth says that, we know that he's no longer the hero, and that we need a new hero. And he's just not our guy anymore. Yeah.
James, some people are saying they think that the IG Live is on your other page. Is there, but people, if you know other, we can maybe try and message to that page or something. Erin McCormack, on the show that shall not be named, when you rehearsed together, what rehearsal approaches did you take, and you naturally learned from each other?
Well, it was amazing because our first season was season.
Can we talk about?
Oh no, but okay, so not about that. But what I like about working with James, so right from the get-go, what I really loved about it was that we both do have a theater background, and so we really loved getting together, and we're still working, rehearsing stuff. Even today, we got together an hour early to make sure that we could be up and running.
Yep.
And I just love that work ethic that you have, and your desire to be prepared, and because really then you can have the happy accidents, the real gold can happen because you're free and you're not worrying about the stuff like even this, are we going to be live, are we going to be able to talk to you guys? We can actually just be present and talking with you guys rather than worrying.
Because all I have, when they say the word action, all I have to offer is me and whatever experience I have, being an actor, and then the preparation that I've put into the role that we're going to be filming that day, and there's nothing else, you know. So if you haven't prepared, you have less to offer that moment, and if I've prepared, then I can have fun, you know. I was listening to Charles Grodin had passed away, and they were interviewing him. They were running an old interview. This is Laura.
Yeah, it's Laura R. Yeah.
Hi, Laura. And he was talking about filming with Robert De Niro, and how their preparation was just running lines constantly, because the idea is that you should know your lines so well that you can't say them wrong, and people would make fun of them, but that's all they did. As soon as they go cut, they would start running lines. And if you watch this for a movie called Midnight Run, and it is one of the best performances from both actors, just incredible.
Yeah, Gary Oldman, who's in our movie, he says it's not how well you know the lines, it's how long. Because how long you know them, they just become so second nature, and it's literally just engraved, and you can focus on all the other stuff that you're doing, which is, you know, in television sometimes it's tricky because you get the pages so like quicker and quicker turnarounds, and that makes it harder to do because you're, you know, the longer you know them, the more freedom you have to do everything else. 3
days. If I can get 3 days with the lines, that's all I can hope for with television. You usually don't get them before that, and so actually kind of dangerous to memorize my lines too much ahead of time, because they often change, and it's actually harder to get the line correctly if I've memorized the old version.
Yeah,
and they give me a
you
rewrite.
keep thinking of the change in your brain as you're going to say it, right?
Yeah. So it's better just to sometimes, you always kind of, I always like suss out how often rewrites are coming for this one project. Sometimes there are projects where they come constantly, and sometimes the script is locked pretty far in advance. And sometimes I'm just like, okay, this is a rewrite kind of producer. They like to rewrite right up until the night before, so I don't even memorize my lines until the night before, and that's just kind of like, damn it. Do any specific quote or just a sign?
Just a sign, I think, because she just wanted to, yeah.
The lovely Jean Caldwell is here.
Oh, hi, Jean. We didn't know you were coming because of the
She
whole
made it in
event
time.
going on.
She got back from
You
her
made
thing.
it. How was everything? I know we have a little delay, so we might not get your answer.
Ash 6162. Do you both have an actor or actress you are starstruck by?
Gosh.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Who would yours be?
I never want to meet Meryl Streep. I would not be able. I don't know if I could even breathe if I met her. She's my total acting hero. I don't think. I don't know that there's a better actor on earth. I don't know if there's a better actor for film. I've not seen her in theater, but for film, she's just like Miles Davis. It's like there's Miles Davis, and then there's the rest of the jazz musicians that have ever lived. And for me, it's Meryl Streep and the rest of us.
I'll go with Meryl. I think that's
Right.
amazing. Also, if we could go back in time, Marlon Brando. Although I'd love to meet and in terms of work with them, because they're just so incredible. It would be amazing. By the way, this is just showing the photo that, because I forgot to do that.
So can you also? Some people are asking why you can't mention the shovel.
Just because we're on we're on strike right now. Our union SAG-AFTRA, and so in terms of the guidelines, that is why we are doing it. Oh, maybe I spelled that wrong. It's Tara. Oops.
T-A-R-A.
It's
right?
T-E. So I'd have Dev. Can you get me one of those? It's hard to actually talk and sign at the same time. Yeah, I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah.
Can I get the back sticky?
Yeah, so the reason is that we are part of the Screen Actors Guild, as all working actors in Hollywood are, and our union is on strike.
We are on strike.
And so we are on strike. And part of the rules of that strike is that they're allowing us to do these kinds of events and talk with fans and sign pictures, but we can't talk about the project that we're signing for. which is a little weird.
But we're signing all different stuff.
Katie,
too.
Louise, sending much love from England, massive fan. Okay, what was your first album you bought with your own money? Why did you buy it?
Oh my gosh.
I know what yours is, Julia.
What was mine?
Gypsy.
Oh, well, I didn't buy it with my own money, but I think one of the first things was the musical Gypsy that here it is.
Is it IEU?
IEU, did I do that right?
No, I just wanted to make.
Okay. My writing, it's hard to read. I remember being a kid and playing the Gypsy score over and over in my house, and actually, probably really inappropriately, singing the "You gotta have a gimmick," the whole striptease thing. If you wanna be me, and you know, and all of that stuff. And so I think I was a little person running around singing that.
Anything to see a little video of that. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It doesn't exist.
Can you also give a shout out where you get the pictures from? Someone's asking where do I
Yes,
get it?
if you can go to either streamily.com Juliet Landau or streamily.com Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters. Either one will work.
How old were you when you did that?
Oh my God, I was
Something
pretty
in there.
tiny. I was pretty small.
Were you like 6 or
I think I
7?
was like 5 or something. Yeah. And I do that.
Oh my God.
And I do the little voices too, because I was the one who's like, once I was, I don't remember, but and I do the thing as this little person.
And you were fabulous.
Yeah.
That's why it would be so endearing, is because you're so talented. And when people are talented like you are, they're talented when they're young too. You know? Oh my God. Oh, mine. I had 2 albums. My first 2 albums were it's a soul album. Al Green.
Ooh.
And then the Partridge Family.
That's an interesting mix.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Well, you know, they were on television.
Yeah.
And they were.
Yeah, they were huge, right?
They were huge. I wanted to be Danny so bad.
You wanted to be Danny?
Yeah.
Not.
Nah, Danny had attitude. Danny was a smartass. And yeah.
Oh.
Keith was Mr. Do-Goody.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Keith is
Are we
the-
gonna, I know,
the
he's a
lead.
sexy guy. I know,
The
but.
guy everybody likes.
No, I like Danny.
Danny?
Danny.
Danny, you like the snarkiness.
Yeah.
If you could choose somewhere to visit you've never been, where would it be?
Oh, this is sweet, by the way. She's a fan since 8 years old and rooted for us both. That's awesome.
You like the snarky ones too.
Yeah, I do that. So it's SOENID.
I'm just going to answer this. The
Oh, there's
union
a
start.
message. One quick thing I just want to do, because this is the one we're signing right now. I'm not sure how to pronounce SOENID. Do you know how to pronounce that? I like it.
Yeah.
So we have a special message from, and so I'm going to play it right now. Let me see if I can get the volume up so we can do this right. Hold on. We go back. So some of these have special messages. So let's see.
I'm so excited to finally have gone to see you, even if it's like this. I have tried previously going to a Comic-Con. It didn't really work out. So thank you so much for everything.
Aw, so
That's
sweet.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Good. You had a great
I
smile.
love it. I know. And contagious smile.
The show that can't be mentioned, The Australian Shepherd. Could you wish my dad a happy birthday? He's 83, currently in hospital. I spoke with James ages ago on Cameo, as my dad has cancer and now dementia. Sorry not to be a Debbie Downer.
No, it's not a Debbie Downer. We're so sorry.
What's the father's name?
Yeah, what's your dad's name? Oh, this is lovely. Worthington Sue. You've made my Saturday night. Sue from Unswick, London. England, sorry.
Sending love to your dad and hope you're doing
So let me interview you for a second.
Okay.
So what was the first thing you did on stage?
The very first thing I ever did on stage. Oh, I actually did an Irwin Shaw short story. I was part of, it was called a showcase. I was taking acting class. I had been a ballerina. And the first thing I did as an actor that was really fun was a class, Avery Schreiber, who was famous for doing these all kinds of things. But when I was a kid, he had done the Doritos commercials where he crunched on them, the guy with the big curly hair and stuff. Avery was amazing. And I got to study with Avery and do viola spolen theater games. And it was wonderful for me to transition from having been a ballerina and a dancer, because it was very physical, and so I wasn't dealing with lines at first. I mean, I was, but it was improvisational lines, not text, not written text, and it was very freeing, and doing all kinds of characters. And then I started taking acting class, and we did this quote-unquote showcase, but we ran for, I think, 9 weeks, and it was basically these selected scenes all put together, and I did an Irwin Shaw short story called Girls in Their Summer Dresses. And I really loved the character, and she's basically having lunch with her husband, and he keeps having a wandering eye and looking at other women, and they have sort of this very emotional kind of breakup that ends up happening, or her decision is whether to stay in that sort of situation. I was pretty young, and I ended up getting an agent. Casting director saw me in it.
How old was the character, and how old were you?
I was a little bit younger than the character, but I wasn't acting until I was like 20.
Get the.
Yeah, I didn't start till then. I was a dancer. And
That's
I was 20,
not even fair.
22, something like that, and so or 23, like something. And so I got seen by a casting director who basically recommended me to agents. I met this agent who said, "Do you want me to send you out?" I said, "Oh, I'm actually moving to New York to dance with a company." She said, "Well, what if I just send you out and we see what happens before you go?" And the first thing she sent me out on was for a play that I got. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do the play and then I'll move to New York. And then I got seen in that play and asked to audition for another play, and I got that play. So I was like, okay, I'll do that, and I'll do this play. And it kept happening, and then I got an equity role, and went to the audition, was cast on the spot, where the writer, Murray Schiskell, who co-wrote the movie Tootsie, and has written a lot of theater plays like Love, he jumped on stage and said, "Oh, you have the part," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I guess I'll stay at LA longer." And the rest was history, but that was my first. What about you? What was your first?
Eeyore.
Eeyore?
In 4th grade. Yeah. I mean, like, I was in a small town, and there was school plays, and then there was the Modesto Youth Theater, and that was it. And so it was either school plays or it was like Bye Bye Birdie, Guys and Dolls kind of thing.
Right.
And I remember I went, and this is to
Rachel,
Rachel.
and she wants the response eyeballs to entrails.
You've got it.
Um,
So one second. So I went to San Francisco when I was a teenager, and I've been doing these musicals for so many years. And I went to ACT for a summer training thing. And ACT is like a really high quality place. And I was in amongst the students who had been being trained at ACT, and I came in there, waka 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 kind of acting, and I just remember the other students just being horrified, trying to be polite, and that was the most humiliating thing, because they were trying to be kind, but they were really underneath it. I could tell, just horrified that I'd been included in this class. That was so cheesy. Oh my god! And so much of my early acting was trying to get rid of that style.
Oh, okay.
I was the cheesy theater actor, musical theater.
Nigel was the dad's name, who is recovering from cancer.
Oh, we are sending so much love to Nigel and to
Nigel.
you as well.
Glad you're with us today.
Christy Cosplay, you sent a question. I don't think Juliet can answer that question right now. I'm sorry, because that one's a difficult one because of the strike. Katie Cosplay followed up with, "Watching this live is cheering me up a little since I just lost my grandmother last month."
Oh, sorry to hear that. I've lost my grandparents.
What film did you see later in life and loved?
Oh my gosh.
Just saw Oppenheimer.
Oh, I heard it's
Holy
amazing.
shizzle, jeez.
Did you love it?
Brianna, yes, it's like Citizen Kane
Wow.
level amazing. Like the cinematic ideas are just popping off, so interesting. But like Citizen Kane, it's all in service to a story. So even though it's flashy, it's immersive at the same time. It's just incredible. I couldn't say enough about that movie.
We just actually watched, we had never seen, speaking of musicals, because you brought up your musical theater style of acting, we actually just saw Fiddler on the Roof, the film, which is a brilliant movie. It's not sort of jazz handy type musical theater. It's actually a really moving, touching, brilliant. The lead actor was nominated for, did he win the Oscar then? Or was
Yes, he did.
He won the Oscar for it. It's really a wonderful film, and just the way it's shot, beautifully done in every way, and really enjoyed seeing that for the first time ever.
I actually saw, I'm older than you are, so
Just a little.
I saw that when it first came out on the big screen.
You
It's
did?
one of my earliest memories
Oh my
of
gosh.
watching film.
Wow.
It's just amazing.
And were you, when you were young, what did you think of it?
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you seen it
from the
since?
very beginning. I don't think so.
It's actually would be, it's interesting. I'd love to know when you see it again, because it's really incredible. I can only imagine seeing it projected on a big screen, how beautiful it must be.
Lambskins, and could you actually say some of the names that you guys are signing for?
Yes,
Yeah.
Alicia. Sorry, we've been talking too much.
Yeah, I know.
We'll
Being
get to
interviewed.
our busy. We're
Let's
actually
do
only
this
still
right,
into the VIPs. So.
Crystal, this one's for you. Dawn.
Yes, and this is Alicia. So we should do that with everybody, so you can see us signing your particular photo.
Yeah.
And then you just, I can mark that one already complete. So
We are
also
we are
Carly
kind
said-
of. I feel like I'm a little out of rhythm because I'm used to talking about the show that cannot be named, and so we're my apologies that we haven't been saying people's names right now.
Yes.
We're gonna get better about that, but
We
we're
will
kind of
right now.
tap dancing as fast as we can right
it's
now.
true. So Alicia, this is for Alicia, and we will do that. And then that way we
Real.
can just, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing our best.
Fari's here.
Hi, Fari.
Hey,
Oh my God,
Fari.
It's
Good to
amazing
see
to see you. Yay.
There's a gentleman who keeps asking
James, can
about
you please
a
write
song
love
called.
isn't brains to
Which I think.
Okay, so this is for Alexa. Alexa. So let me hold this up. Alexa.
And this one's for Alicia.
And that one was, yes.
Yeah. I'll show it to you, Alicia. I put bite me and put it in the right way.
And this is for Alexa.
Nice.
Nice.
A-E.
Oh, and hold on. Alexa, but you write, James,
Uh-huh.
can you please write, love isn't brains, children, it's blood.
You got it.
Okay. God, you just did
If you could choose a quote that speaks to your soul, what would it be?
Ooh, any quote. My goodness.
I have to say brains, not Brian's. So I was concentrating.
Oh, brains, yeah, B-R-A-I-N-S. Children. I know it's actually hard to talk and write at the same time, and spell everything correctly. I'm gonna wait for that one from you, and then I want to. This one doesn't have a name, so I'm assuming it's a signature.
What about you, Juliet? What's your favourite quote?
Oh my God, I don't know that I have a favorite quote, but I do have one that's popping to mind, and I have no idea if it's my favorite one, but I do really like it. Israel Horowitz said that creativity is God's gift to the suffering child. And whatever God means to you, I'm not a religious person, but you know, whether that means intuition or whether that means, you know, God for each of us, I think that's there's some truth to that.
Can we do a shout out? Because Elevens, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name, she wants to know how do you get an autograph.
Oh, so you go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters, and you guys can see in our on the top. Each of us have that written on the top of our feed.
Yeah. My favorite two quotes are from the same play, a Tennessee Williams play called Count Reel. And one of the quotes is, "The violets in the mountains have broken the rocks."
Ooh, I love that.
right?
That is beautiful.
Yeah, just
Wow.
slow, steady growth is what is strongest. And it's true, I have hiked enough to see boulders split in two by blades of grass. Not violets, but the same thing. And reminds me of what true strength really is, you know. And then make journeys, attempt them. There is nothing else.
Ooh,
I like that a lot.
beautiful.
And this is Jimmy?
Jimmy.
The character that Juliet played on that show says, "Hi, I love you both."
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Okay, so let's see. Do my
Call BLVCK. I was going to prank for my best friend Stevie C. Her birthday is coming up last year. She surprised me with a cameo from James for my 30th, so I'm paying it forward.
Awesome!
That's wonderful. You're a good friend.
Jimmy, that's for you. I was Jimmy for a while when I was young.
You were?
Yeah, my dad was Jim Marsters, and he's passed away. But so I was Jimmy.
This is Teal.
Teal, T-E-A-L.
This is Jimmy.
And then I started taking myself a little seriously. Got a little older, and I was like, I'm gonna be Jim, like my dad. And then and I would not answer to Jimmy anymore, and everyone was a little bit frustrated with me. And that lasted for about 6 months before I decided, no, Jim isn't quite right either. I'm James. And I would not answer to Jimmy. I would not answer to Jim. They could call it 1,000 times. I just wouldn't recognize that name. And as soon as they said James, I'm like, yes, what can I do for you? It worked.
Well, I was, as a kid, Juliet and my sister tortured me by calling me Et. It's Teal, T-E-A-L. And she'd say Et, and I hated it, so I went by Julie for years, and then I said, wait a minute, I think Juliet is such a pretty name, and so I went back to it. And here I'm doing one for Zach, and Zach has sent us a message, so I'm going to play his message so that James and I can both hear it. Hold on, let me get
Very
the volume.
good.
Okay, hold on. Wait, go back to the beginning.
That's my collection.
Hold on. I want to hear it from the beginning.
Hey, Spike and Drew, thank you so much. That's my collection.
Wow, Zach, and this is your new one.
Zach, you
to
have
your
very
collection.
good taste in television, my man.
Aw,
This one is for Teal.
we're honored.
And that's for you, dog.
Can these be posted to the UK, or is it only in America?
No, all worldwide.
All over the world.
Anywhere you guys want.
I used to have a cat named Zach.
You did?
Yeah, Zach the Attack Cat.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got him in
C-A-C. Okay.
Queens, New York, and we went to the ASPCA.
Mm-hmm.
And we were looking, you know, like you open up cages and take kittens out and see which one you want, right? There was one kitten that would not go back in the cage. One kitten that held on to me with claws, drew blood from my chest, and I fell in love with that cat.
Oh my God.
And he grew up to be
He
huge.
wanted you.
Yeah, he grew up to be huge, and we moved many times. And every time we moved, he would come back beaten up, bloody for about 2 weeks. And after that point, he was the king of the block. And he would just saunter in, prove my point again. But yeah, you had to be careful when you petted Zach, because he could come away.
Go the wrong way.
Oh yeah, if he didn't want to be petted, you had to recognize that, because he would just like.
Oh, really?
David Dagnall's here, Julie. He says hi.
Hi,
Can you
David.
guys also say hello to Brazil? I'm sorry I've lost your name.
Hi,
but-
Brazil. So
Hey,
excited that
Brazil.
you're here with us. And sorry we lost your name. We'll see if we can get it again. Deb, would you get me a couple other Sharpies? They were, I think they're right.
Silver?
Silver would be great. Wonderful. And this is for Harmony, by the way. And Harmony wanted me to write, May I Tell? And James, he wants you to write, No Need to Be Humble.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So,
We can't say why.
Nope.
That's a fun thing to write,
that's a
because
fun thing to do.
strike, which is important. Okay.
Okay, and then,
What am I? I'm sorry. What is it? No need to be humble.
yes, let me just double check before we do that. No need to be humble, yes. For Harmony. And then this is for Michelle. And it says, please write your favorite line, said by Spike and favorite by Drew Law. And our names, gosh, our favorite is hard. There's too many good ones, but,
And This is for Harmony. Yeah.
This is for Michelle.
Yeah, we both decided that it was safe to talk about theater because both Juliet and I, we came from theater, and that primarily, guys, is why I'm sitting here right now. The only reason I'm with you today is that Juliet liked me. The whole audition process was to find a boy toy for Drusilla, and it was an expendable character at the time. And I remember I walked into that audition having come from Miss Macbeth. This is Michelle, Michella. No.
Yeah,
E, yes.
Michellb, and it's your favorite quote. Yeah, they paired me with the final choices for Spike, and the moment that James came in, we just had an incredible acting chemistry. And it was really fun. We sort of just played in your audition and discovered a lot of things, and I think it was our shared sort of way of working in theater background that there was a real freedom, which was amazing.
Yeah, and I was insane. I was crazy. I thought that I could mess with the other actors' heads and prove that I was twice the actor that they were by doing Shakespearean monologues in the lobby and like to the wall, and not realizing that no one in the room cared at all about Shakespeare. We were in Hollywood, and I just looked like I was psychopathic or something.
I didn't see you doing that.
Thank
God.
But I remember realizing that it wasn't working. People weren't like impressed by that at all. They were just looking at me strangely, like I was crazy. And then I met you, and I must have mentioned quickly that I just came down from doing theater because that's all I knew. And you immediately were like, "Oh, me too." And I was like, "Thank God!" It was like a life raft. It was like
It's why I actually remember the first time, like went into the room and some other people came, but I remember where you were in the far corner of that Stewart Street big waiting room, and I remember, I think you were stretching. You were doing stretches and stuff. Yeah. And
in case they wanted me to do any stunts in the audition. What the hell?
Acrobatics.
Oh my God.
I thought it was great.
Crazy.
I remember seeing you. Yeah, you were. I
Who's
kind of
that?
remember you prone, like in a downward dog kind of stretch when I first saw you.
Oh my God. Yeah, I want to talk to. What is it?
So this is, by the way, it's spelled Tamara, but it's pronounced Tarmara. Tamara, which is gorgeous.
This one's for you.
So this is for you, the next one that we're doing right now.
David Amaria here.
Oh my gosh! Hi.
And do you want to give a shout out? Claire is here, Claire Douglas, and she's been really amazing.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing something very cool with that project. Do you want to tell her about that?
I mentioned you earlier, and I'm not sure if you made it, because I know it's super early in Australia. And Claire is one of our Place Among the Dead heads, who has been on the journey of our feature film, A Place Among the Dead, which is coming out in October, worldwide streaming release and Blu-ray release.
For you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. This is for you. And Claire has been helping us gather. We have fan videos that are going to be on the Blu-ray extras, and Claire has been helping us coordinate all that.
I'm an actor, and I have a
Yes,
bladder
you're in the loop.
the size of a peanut. I'll be right back.
All right, and we'll be right back.
Talk about your thing.
Start
I'll be
doing
listening.
that. So I'm going to do Tiffany right now. Let's just start to do Tiffany here, which is great because we haven't even gotten through the VIP orders, which I guess means people that are Streamily regulars. Okay, so let me do this and sign this for Tiffany, and then James will do that when he's back. And thank you guys for actually correcting us and telling us to show the pictures, because that's great.
Jackie Eco is here.
Hi Jackie, wonderful to see you here online. We just got to talk on the phone a couple days ago, so that was amazing. Okay, let me look at this next one. Is for Kelly with an I, so let me do that as well.
Chris Parles, can you give a shout out to my daughter? It's her 13th birthday today.
Oh my goodness, yes, happy birthday. Do we have your daughter's name as well? Tell us, and we will do another shout out and say happy 13th birthday.
What else have we got here?
one's for Kelly, so he's going to be backed up a little when he gets back. But James is coming back for anyone who's just joined. He's just in the loop for a quick minute. And then I'm going to...
I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic, so I have a hard time saying names. LA Sham Music, hello from Germany.
Hi from Germany. So excited that you guys are here with us. That you're
Glo-
here.
Glorified Sins, you're an amazing person, Juliet.
Oh my gosh, Deb, I need another one of these. I wrote Jessica and it's Jacinda.
Do you want to do it for me like this?
Yes, sorry about that. I actually find it hard to write and talk at the same time sometimes. It's still to do that. Jacinda is a beautiful name, by the way. Jacinda, don't know if you're here, you and Richard, but I love your name. Okay.
So I have a theory.
Aw, this is so nice. This is so. Put a love heart somewhere for us. We love you and your characters. From Eyeballs to Entrails. It's part of a wedding gift to him. So she put both names. So I put both names. But do you think she wanted? Jacinda, if you're here, we can always correct it. But I put both of your names at this moment, and I would definitely put a big love heart. And we're so excited to wish you well on this wonderful moment of getting married. It's the best thing that I have ever done in my life. Deb is the best human on the planet, and he taught me what love means because I wasn't raised with people who knew what that meant, and I just am wishing you so many wonderful years.
Deb is awesome.
We have.
He's taken.
Wait.
He's taken.
We gotta make sure.
Okay.
So this is for
just
Kelly.
a signature, so her name and whatever you want to
Kelly,
write.
this is for you, darling.
Nikki, hi from Yorkshire. Shirty88, hello from Los Angeles. We actually have Treble, hello from Minnesota.
Oh my goodness.
We have Jessica, hi from Germany.
Amazing.
Drew, hi from Argentina. We have hi Elsa, hi from Poland.
Oh my goodness.
Mira, hi from Belgium.
Oh,
And then we
wow.
had one from Philippines, but I'm sorry I lost your name. I saw you in there. That's incredible, isn't it, guys?
Love it.
What's your favourite food?
That's great. My favorite food would be pasta. I love pasta. I love Italian food, and also, sadly, chocolate. I love chocolate.
Oh.
I'm a chocoholic. Although I was on a migraine diet, and so for almost a year I had nothing. I couldn't eat anything.
You have the same body that you did when I met
So do you.
Ish.
You do.
I can't eat chocolate. Like I come from this Germanic stock. You're a dancer, which
I
so
have,
you always have. Dancers tend to be like just have one body from age 18 to the whole life, but I always thought it's because you eat just like here's lunch.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
it.
no, I eat actually. You
Don't
don't
tell me
remember,
that.
I showed
What do
you
I say, Julia, about you?
Seriously, when I first, Deb and I got married, he gained 15 pounds and said, he's like, oh my God, you don't do drugs with Keith Richards and you don't eat with Juliet. Because I eat so much, and actually on the show that we're not mentioning, all of the stunt guys were like, you eat like a man. I actually eat so much food. I always have made a joke. I walk across the room and I'm hungry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have that kind of metabolism. So
Damn you.
it's lucky, but I actually do the opposite. I work out and everything to keep weight on me because I can get too skinny. So we all have our things. We all have the stuff we need to do.
Because mine is the two foods that I just can't eat: fried chicken and ribs. I
Oh, really?
love
Love
those
those?
things,
Oh,
and I
you
can't.
can't do it.
Because Jacinda and Richard, congratulations! Glad you guys are making love in the world, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited.
Tora from Oxford says hi.
Hi.
Toros from Tennessee says hi. Rogi 90 from Herefordshire says hi. Erie 242 says hi from Norway.
Deb,
Daniel from Germany.
we need a Spike and Drusilla with the hands because we've got the new VIP one coming in.
This one, right?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Yes, and so we'll do that, and then we will need the boxer reb, I'll just call it that since I'm trying to be cryptic. As well, that's perfect. And then we need a devious stare because we have some more VIPs coming. Oh my gosh, we're going to be behind it. Then we need another one where I have the other hand with James and I. We need.
Is it this one?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I got handy with you on more than one photo shoot.
We did. Spike and Drew were handy, right?
Is that it?
Nope. Oh, we need another Boxer Rebellion.
Good box.
Boxer Reb. We need the Drew and Spike, the one where James is over me and we're kneeling, but the closer of the two, the like black palette.
Oh. Let me look for that one. It's.
And then another Boxer Reb.
I'm going to give you both
Oh
the
my
red,
gosh.
and I'm going to look.
This is
It's
crazy.
this one, right?
It's happening again.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's happening. This happened last time. We're going to be here until 10 p.m.
We might be here for long. Because also we've been a
Farms will
little
stop
bit
going
slow
down
to-
at some point.
So let's see. Okay, well, one thing at a time. Wait, I guess I'll just keep going after that because we have even more. So why don't we get through these? Or do you want me to list
No,
which
let's
ones?
just get them.
Okay, hold on. What was our last one? Was that guy? Okay, so hold on.
Yeah, I love one of my favorite quotes from a movie is from Notting Hill. I think it's Notting Hill. Yeah, where Julia.
Devious stare or devious stare close up. Sorry.
Who was it? Notting Hill.
Devious stare. Two devious
Emma-
stares and one close up.
No.
Julia Roberts.
Thank you. Julia Roberts is talking to her family, and she says, "I've been an actress. I'm an actress. I've been hungry for 20 years." And I was the only one in the theater. I erupted laughing when I saw that because it's so true. How do you stay in shape? Oh, I'm just pretty much hungry all the time. Like right now, guys. It is what is it? It's noon, 1 o'clock.
Oh,
I haven't
it's already
eaten
noon.
anything.
You haven't?
No, I haven't had no food.
Sorry.
Just no. I don't eat till 2 o'clock.
You don't?
No
Okay, do we need that one?
coffee. But
Further or closer?
Closer.
yeah, I remember during Buffy going, I just have to embrace hunger like a dark, cold friend.
Aww.
Because like in theater, you can get away with it as long as you can hang words in the air. Well, that's pretty much the job.
In other
And
hands.
you
No,
can
other
have
hands.
lunch. You can kind
Two
of
of this.
be more normal.
Oh, no.
But you come down to LA. Remember, I was watching MacGyver before I moved down to LA, and he turned away from the camera, and I was like, his butt looks like a walnut on top of 2 celery sticks. I was like, oh my god! And I just started rollerblading on the Burke Gilman Trail in Seattle and sweating,
Wait,
trying to
I
get down.
don't understand. Do you like the walnut or you thought the walnut
He was just so thin.
Oh,
He
thin.
was, and I was so not at that time. And I
You
was
are,
like,
though. You are
well, but I
thin.
did. I got in like.
Oh.
You come to realize that a major part of being a film actor is having the body of a 20-year-old, which is just ridiculous. It's crazy, but that's the business. So you got to figure it out. And I'm just so jealous of you. I can't even tell you. You just have the perfect metabolism for the perfect body.
Aw.
Oh God, can you inject me with your blood? Can I bite you one more time?
Well,
No.
of course.
The show that can't be mentioned, Illicat, I'm sorry I'm getting this wrong. When in a social situation, I become very anxious, but I always think, what would James's character do? And it inspires me to become a better version of myself from Phoebe. That's cute.
Spike helped me with that too, of not needing other people's approval, I guess, and just being comfortable. I guess for me, it's being comfortable being a freak. Like Spike was different than all other people, and he just didn't care. I remember you often have directors that don't know the show very well. You're cycling directors a lot, and we were in Buffy's house, and Xander was wounded, and he's bleeding on the carpet, and all the other cast are surrounding him. It's like 7 a.m. We're just starting to work, and we're blocking. And I'm just kind of like over in the corner, just kind of leaning against the wall, apathetic. And the director comes after the first rehearsal. He's like, Xander is a lead character. You are a supporting character. He's hurt. You have got to go and care, James. Wake up. You want coffee? And I'm like, no, I don't care. No. Really? No. I mean, Buffy I care a bit. Buffy's sister, of course, because it's Buffy's sister. But the rest of them could die. I don't care. Check with the producers.
Where can they get the pictures?
You go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters. And James, that one is
Emily?
for Emily.
Mhm.
And Emily wants a particular quote from you. So I wrote, "What makes you think you will ever be anything at all in this world?" And Spike, for James, "She does because she believes in me."
She does.
She does because she believes in me. And
Katie Jaffe, if you want, Juliet, can you say where Katie Jaffe, it's her birthday, she wants to get an autograph, where can she pick them up?
Oh, happy birthday, Katie. You can go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com, I already pressed it, /James Marsters. I already completed it.
She does.
Do you want to keep it out and we'll figure it out afterwards
Yeah.
for Emily?
Do you want to just do it now while we got it?
How do you,
Yeah, let's keep it, we'll keep it
I don't know
easier.
how we figured out, it's already in my completed ones.
I know, but can't I just give you the picture?
No,
and
no.
you just-
No,
We-
we were trying to answer your question. We forgot the quote that was.
I already marked it
suggested.
as complete, which I shouldn't have with Emily, so it's now not, maybe let me see if there's a way for me to get to completed orders.
What
What-
makes you think you will ever
Be anything at all in this world, and then it was something like she does, but I don't remember the exact one. So-
Emily, I'm so sorry.
We'll get it.
We're multitasking.
Yeah, you know what, we will,
Yes.
Emily, we'll get it afterwards and make sure we get that bit, so let's leave it and we'll
Okay,
go back, I
you got
think. So, do you have it in a spot that you'll remember?
Right there.
Okay, and what is that other one over there?
This
That-
one?
No, way on the corner side, was that a
That one was the old one that we went back and redid.
fixed?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We just got one from, we got Howdy from Texas, Howdy from Mexico,
Hi.
Hi from France,
Okay,
West Texas.
I will not do that again.
So this one's for Adrian.
Adrian, hello, Adrian.
Levins is asking,
Box.
when the strike is over, could you
Yes,
do
we
another
will.
one of these signings and talk about the show that cannot be named?
Yes,
We will.
definitely.
Oh, I hate
The strike will be over in about 3 years. Because, okay, I was thinking about this. I can understand from our point why we're not going to give up, because this is the only time we get power. We talked about this before. But from the producer standpoint,
anything you want to write to Adrian.
for Adrian, the producers, they are dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars. And the only people that can make the product are creative people. And we are, let's admit it, not the easiest. Like if you're we call them bean counters. If you are really just business and you have to deal with a creative person, we're very instinctual. We're very, I guess you could say, flighty. We are not business people, and it's really, I can see why they would be dreaming to be able to cut us out of the process. So they have the gold. Finally they have the golden apple. We don't even have to talk to these creative types anymore. We're free. They're not going to give up, guys. So it's going to be a little long.
Well, also, the thing that's pretty crazy is if you see like quotes from the executives, Bob Iger from Disney, and these people from Netflix that pay themselves $166 million a year, or Bob Iger gets $27 million, and he said he thought it was awful that the writers wanted $70,000 a year, and he makes more than that a day. Literally makes more than that a day, and it was under $70,000 for them for a year. If someone is making that, paying themselves $70,000 a day is pretty.
I've got the quote that we're missing.
Okay, hold on one sec. So let me just make sure. Let me show this for Adrian, and let me mark Adrian complete, and then great, we've got the quote. So wonderful.
To
It
Emily.
says, she does, dash, she believes in me, dash.
So excited. Thank
And that one, yes, that one is for Emily.
Okay, and we did. Sure.
James, did you see the Ron Perlman, when Ron Perlman went live? Did you see his thing?
No.
Oh, it was so good. He said there's a lot of ways to lose your house, motherfucker.
Because there was
Who said,
one of the
it
executives
was
said
so good.
they'll wait out the strike until everybody loses their houses and apartments. And
Oh.
Ron Perlman did a pretty great
It's so
social media
good.
post about that. And Ron's in our movie, by the
This
way.
is why we're going to win. This is why I think we're going to win. So we have a 90% unemployment rate, as I said, within our union. So most of us that are voting to keep striking aren't working anyway.
Well,
So, like, the difference, we're all like waiting, like most of the members of SAG are teaching, acting, or waiting tables, or selling used cars. And so we can wait out a strike, guys. And as
also,
soon-
we're going to wait it out because it's right
well, yeah,
as well,
yeah.
right?
But like if they're holding on for us, oh no, we're going to be broken our backs. Like, guys, we're already working 3 jobs elsewhere.
Because of the bad contracts.
Yeah, yeah. So we can withstand it. It's okay. Charlotte, this is for you, darling.
Oh, I just want to say, Melee, if you buy these prints will absolutely get to you in Nottingham. There's absolutely no problem. The organisation that these guys are working for today, Streamily, is incredible,
They'll
incredibly
mail it
organised.
everywhere globally.
Yeah, and they can mail it anywhere in the world.
Do you know what I heard?
Hmm.
They have an army of fairies who fly each package individually, and they're like,
Hello, here's go, Emily. We're so happy for your business. I hope you come back soon.
and then they fly away. They're busy, but yeah, it's individual. That's what I heard anyway. I don't know.
I love that. Hey, Deb, can you get me one more box of
We can talk about history.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Thank you. Okay, so that's fine.
I can really not say box.
And it is history, that's true.
Michael,
Michael.
Michael.
So Michael, I'm
for you,
marking-
buddy. Boy.
Oh, it's EAL. I'm glad you said that. It's not Michael. It's
Oh.
EAL. So we
Do we need another one?
we do.
This is a challenge, I find,
Me
because
too.
Buffy is popular in so many countries. There are a lot of different spellings,
Yep.
and a lot of names that I learned.
Oh, Deb, I need that Post-it. Oh, okay, sorry.
You need to post it?
I can get it.
Okay, good.
J-A 2, 4, 6. Oh, I think we're gonna have to do. I didn't add on these new ones. We're gonna have to do the numbers later. Okay, so we're getting so many orders that we're.
Yeah, so the weird thing about Hollywood, going back to the strike, it's like working in a car factory where the people that run the factory and own the factory don't know how to make a car. Or don't even know the difference between like a gas tank and a brake system. And so they have to rely on the workers. Only the workers know how to make this thing. And it gets frustrating. The workers get frustrated with management because you don't understand. I need this thing to tell the story. And management just doesn't get it. They don't know how to tell a story. And management is frustrated that they are so beholden to the workers because they absolutely have no clue how to tell a story. It's frustrating for both sides. Micheal.
Yeah, we got it right.
Right.
Get it right, Spike.
Grunge Daddy, if you get to me on live, please don't miss the E at the end of Celeste. You haven't done that one yet, right?
Not yet, no. And
No.
we will do it. We'll talk a little less and show our pictures more, and then we'll.
Okay. So I think this is a different spelling of Michael, right?
I think it's Michelle. maybe?
Michelle. Well,
I'm
this
not
is
sure.
for you. And
Michelle or I don't know.
Michelle
Or
might
is
be
it Michael?
French.
Michelle. Okay.
We
and that is
appreciate your love, man. And this is Maria.
Maria. Yeah. You want there, and then this is Hannah. You can write it. You want there. Ooh, I should put the number on that. She is
Maria.
JJ.
S. Rosen says, I never realised how beautiful your hands are, Julia.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much.
Best travel advice.
Best travel advice.
Best travel advice. Do not check your baggage. Pack light and carry on only right now. That is absolutely true.
TSA makes traveling so much easier. You can go through much faster. It's not hard to get, and you don't have to often take your shoes off or your stuff off or undo your computer and all that stuff, and it really makes a huge difference in TSA for sure.
Maria, my love.
And this is
one's for you.
Hannah, who gave us a message, so let's listen to her message and then play it. Aw. Okay, so that's.
It's a very short message, Hannah.
And
Brevity, I do appreciate.
I
will say.
thought it was lovely. Okay, so Maria should actually put the number.
Just so you know, Hannah, that what we got over the internet was just the first second and a half of your message. So we're apologies that we didn't get the whole thing, but you have lovely eyes.
You do. Okay, so this is Maria, so I can mark hers complete. Then we can do Hannah next. I'm going to mark hers complete. Okay, so let's see. This is for Maggie.
It's so funny because I used to produce theater, and so I have this dual thing where I think from the other side, you know. At the same time, I know that my profession is going to wither on the vine and die unless we win this thing.
Yeah.
And the thing that will happen, because you can't have computers tell stories. They're not human. And it doesn't matter how smart the computers are going to get. The best that AI will be able to do is tell a story that another AI will appreciate. So if you want a story that a human is going to relate to, you're going to have a human write it and a human act it. And eventually, they'll realize this. But what we're trying to do is not have the whole thing fall apart before they realize it. Because it could be a generation or two where people are just getting substandard entertainment and they're wondering what's wrong. So if you're producers and you're watching this, or executives, we're trying to save you from yourselves. But I understand the frustration.
This is
Sorry.
write an invitation for Maggie to join Spiky News.
Anita, she just put her order in, which is great. Thank you so much. Can you give a shout out where people can get their order?
Yes, you get it at streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters. Either one will work. And so let's see, hold on, Maggie.
Pinky Blinky, I love your question. She can't answer that question right now because of the strike rules, but it's a brilliant question. I will ask. Tell her to. I'll ask her after.
Okay.
I've experienced
this is for
stage
you,
fright.
and I wrote, "Come party, love." Right on. What's that, Deb?
Stage fright.
Yes, you know, stage fright is a very natural human
I'm gonna
reaction.
read a quote quickly, which
Yes.
is just, you can't see the stars, love. That's the ceiling. Also, it's day.
Okay.
So do that first, and then we can. So we get that one. And let me do this. So we're kind of coming in like crazy, which is
You
wonderful.
can't see the stars, love. That's the
Yeah, you can't see the stars, love, comma, love. That's the ceiling.
Also.
Period. Also, it's day. Wonderful. Okay. This one is to Sharon.
Juliet, stage fright.
Wait, James will finish his. I don't want to cut off his
Yeah.
speaking. Please watch video and then just give a good spike.
Yeah, so there's a natural fight-flight reaction when I'm getting stared at by predators. And it doesn't matter if the predator is a wolf, or a panther, or a human being. When forward-facing eyes are locking onto me, like I don't care if a cow stares at me, I don't care. Those are side eyes. Those are not meat-eating eyes. But predator eyes are both eyes forward. And when those are locking on me, there is a million-year-old voice that says run or fight. And so I don't know of an actor that hasn't dealt with stage fright.
Quick thing, I'm just going to show you the video from fans.
So nice to meet you. James already knows me. I'm Sharon. I brought you the t-shirt from my farm.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show you the farm. I'm at work today, so I'm probably not going to get to watch you guys. But
Aw.
happy Saturday.
Beautiful.
Awesome. I'm just going to start the over
Beautiful.
from the top so they give us.
Hi, James. Hi, Juliet. So nice to meet you. James already knows me. I'm
Aw,
Sharon. I brought
Wonderful.
Sharon, you have a lovely farm.
You do.
And hopefully you can watch the archived version of this. Yeah.
Where can I place them on the Dead Blu-ray?
You will be able to in October. So follow on my website. It'll have all the information. And if you want to also message me on social media, I can get your email. We have lists of people that we're going to be emailing and letting you know where the Blu-ray is available and where you can stream the film and all that. And I would absolutely love for you to do that.
And this is for Sharon.
That is for Sharon.
SHRR?
No.
One R.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my writing. You can't read.
November, Storm 91. Hey guys, I love you both.
Aw.
Oh.
Wonderful. So you can write anything that you want.
You got it.
Zachary, she can't answer that question, but it's a great question. Sorry, it's
She wants a
because of the union strikes, but I would tell you she
Oh, yeah.
loved both of those men, and it was
What's
an
she want?
incredible experience for her.
I guess she wants a, sorry, it says, just give me a good quote.
Okay, I'll put it right
A
here.
good autograph, it says, which is a good
Oh.
autograph, but is that a?
That's a good autograph.
Oh, that's a good autograph? Okay.
Drusilla's
She'll be
darling.
happy?
Sharon, this is my most egotistical autograph for you. I think it's the best one.
Because it says, watch give me a good Spike and Drew autograph. So maybe what I'll do is do this.
Drusilla's darling says, I have to go soon, but it's been so much fun here watching. Lots of love, Juliet, James, and
Thank
Deb.
you.
We love you, Drusilla's doll. You're the
Aw,
best.
Thank you, Paige. We love you so much. Okay, I hope that's good for Sharon.
All of our autographs are
But I
above-
wasn't sure if she wanted a
they're
quote.
fabulous.
Is it a good autograph? So
We actually, I have to say,
Yeah.
of all the people on the autograph circuit that I've ever seen, I think you and I have the best autograph.
Really?
You have great penmanship. You know,
Except that you can't read it.
but that's probably my aging eyes more than anything else. But and I worked on mine. So a lot of people on the circuit you can't even read. Like they just go like that, and I'm like nothing against them, but I'm like, come on, that's what we're selling here. And these days they don't teach cursive in school
You
anymore.
don't?
No. And so
Oh, my
people who are younger than us, they don't really know how to do an autograph, and they end up printing their name for their signature. And so we're the last generation that can actually autograph, which is probably why the young actors just kind of go like that. When I think about it, I shouldn't judge them. That's what it is.
Will it be released worldwide, the Blu-ray?
Yes, it will.
Favorite guitar pick?
Dunlap. I've switched over to a Dunlap orange. I don't know the millimeter on that, but the Dunlap orange is heavy enough for the hard rock stuff, but it's bendable enough that the pick doesn't. If it's too thick, then the pick tends to bounce around in my fingers, and sometimes it can just pop right out of my fingers. So yeah, it's something that one does pay attention to. Dunlap orange.
Are there any current songs that are your faves?
1 second to Angela. Angela,
Yes.
this one's for you, girl.
And this is
Angela.
James. We'll get James' signature in a minute.
This is a good one.
And what was the question, Doug?
Favorite songs at the moment?
Oh my
What's your favorite song on the album you've just done?
gosh. Yeah.
Oh wow, that is so hard. Civilized Man. Yeah, thank you. I think Civilized Man is the first one on the album, and it hits hard. I always wanted it to hit hard, and it hits like a hammer. I remember Sullivan, the lead guitarist, was he laid down this lick. And he's hitting right with the drums, so they're in concert with that. Angela, this is you. Love you, eyeballs, dead and trails, my sweet. And he was recording it, and he finished the take, and we all knew that was the one, because when it works, it works. And he looks back at me with these eyes like, "Did you like that, bitch?" Like I was saying, like he was just like, "I just did it." And I was holding up, because it was such a good take, I was holding up a camera. I wanted to take a picture of him after he finished it. And he just looked back at me with these eyes like, "Oh yeah, I rock." And I got a picture of that. And he said that he felt like the Iron Giant walking, 100-meter Iron Giant walking through the world. And that just...
When is the release date?
And one moment, this is Mark.
MARC.
MARC. We have released the album. It's called Tin Man. It is not on Spotify because our last album we got millions of listens and made tortilla chips on Spotify. So it will be on Spotify much later. Right now it's on bandcamp.com, and you can listen to each song 3 times before you have to pay for it. And you have to pay $1 per song or $10 for the album.
You can go to Bandcamp and go Ghost of the Robot, Tin Man, or you can just go to gotrmusic.com, Ghost of the Robot, gotrmusic.com, and there's link trees to all the stuff that we're doing, including selling the album. And so yeah, we're trying to get around Spotify a little bit right now.
Juliet, talk about Undead Magazine.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I do this. Happy birthday. Sorry.
Does Mark want a specific quote?
He wants no, and not a specific quote.
Okay.
So can you please just want to come? Yeah. Okay. No. Sorry. That's what I'm saying. That. Very early birthday. Yeah. Happy.
Mark, my friend, that one's for you.
And if James, if it's easier for you to pull up, so that I'm not, whatever works for you, if it's easier.
Oh, I can do that, can't I?
Yeah. I don't mind. I just.
How? Yeah.
Juliet, do you have anyone's
No.
autograph
It's all right.
hanging your home? Yes, Ash, actually we do. We have Ida Lupino, who was the only working female director in the 1950s in America. That's one autograph we have, I believe.
So this, by the
Wow.
And she looks like Juliet, which is wild.
way, Deb has that. Yeah, and he's. I was doing a play, and the director John McNaughton, who directed the De Niro movie Mad Dog and Glory, he kept saying, "You look like Ida Lupino," and then we looked up Ida Lupino's movies and her directing career and all of that, and then Deb, has that the picture, and she does sort of look like
Wow.
her. So this is.
Jimmy, this one's for you.
Wheels of Joy, will you guys be doing this again? Yes, if you guys want it, that will definitely happen again.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
JJA261, that's it. And this is Katie, and she wrote, Casey didn't name all the months the same this time. Very happy early birthday. It's cute. So, that's great.
Thanks.
That's Katie. So.
That's for you,
And
Katie.
Jimmy, yes. Great. We've done Mark, yes. You're doing Katie.
And this is a happy birthday.
Yep. Happy, very early birthday, but either way, yeah. And then this is like so Deb, we need the double hands. Then we need the other hands.
Is it double hands? Yes.
Then we need the other hands as well. We're all still on the VIP orders because they keep coming in.
Anyone else?
Yep. Devious stare, devious stare.
Should we do this? Okay, can you just give a shout out and say that we're getting slightly low on devious
We're
stairs?
getting low.
So if people want
on
them, they
these
should get on the
If
mail.
if you want yours signed today on this camera today, you might want to pick another photograph other than, which, do we have one?
Or
can show
we have
them?
a few of these left that you
I think
can
I've got
do.
6 left.
We have only 6 left, so you may, if you order this one, you may have to wait for it.
Which
until
means
do
we
this
will
again.
both sign it, but so.
Either it won't be on camera or it'll be on the next session when we get back
Or
together.
we might be able to do it off camera, but if you want it now, but
Yeah.
yes. And then I need one more of the double hands, Dev. and
Double
then-
hands is going really well today.
It is, and so is devious stare, and I like the names they gave us. It's not listed as double hands, but it was a shortcut for him to know. Okay, so we write our favorite. It's funny our favorite lines because I'm never sure. I don't have just a.
My friend Mark used to give stupid names to my like squatting boy, and like all these. And I was like, Mark, I'm 5 years older than you are.
Squatting boy. And then you probably went into it where you're like, I actually need one of the squatting boys.
I did, yes, exactly. That
Why am I
became he
saying
won.
this?
He won that.
James, Juliet is going to be at CloudsCon this year, but you're not doing it. Would you like to do it if you could?
Yeah, I would like to. I just I'm not going to be doing it. I caught COVID last time.
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
It's just it in European cons, most of the time is spent taking pictures with fans, and that means that I don't have a mask on, and Clouds is a wonderful. It's one of my favorite cons, truly.
Deb, can I get a couple extra shots?
And this is for Christy.
Yes.
Silver?
Yeah.
Originally, you said that. Oh, you sent it to France.
Yes, absolutely. Sending it to France.
Oh,
It's okay. Fiona. Oh, it's so nice when it's a nice new pen.
how long did you get it when you got back, or did you have to stay there?
I probably had it before, but didn't know it until I got back.
Ooh.
We met this lawyer. She got it in London right at the beginning, and we had to spend 12 days in the hotel room. And everyone hated her, and they wanted to throw her out.
Oh boy. Well, that's my fear now is that, you know, if I catch it in the States, my doctor's in the States, and I can get Paxlovid, which if anyone out there gets COVID, get
It
Paxlovid.
makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it'll kick it out of you quickly, and your chances of long COVID go way down. It's a
Yeah.
miracle drug. But if I were to catch it in Europe, I'd have to wait until I got back to the States, and it's important with Paxlovid to get the thing right away. So I'm careful. What I like is cons that are in big, airy indoor spaces, so there's good airflow, most of all. And clouds is a wonderful con, but they're in a smaller venue. So this one is for you, Fiona.
Could you guys give a shout out to Chloe for her birthday?
Hi,
Hey, Chloe, happy birthday.
Okay, please pick your favorite clothes on.
Mika says she loves you guys.
Yay! Is it Micah?
Yeah,
M-I-C-H-A?
M-A-I-K-I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi there.
We are drowning in attention and love right now.
Oh my God.
Have
Yeah.
you, James, have you ever done a convention? I know Juliet hasn't, but have you ever done one in the Ukraine by any chance?
I have not. I would love to do that. That would be
Ray,
awesome.
did you guys enjoy Newcastle Comic Con?
Yes.
Very much.
It was so much fun.
Very
You were
much.
very jet lagged the first day, I think.
I probably was.
But you managed to pull it off with aplomb anyway. But in the green room in between, I was like, oh, I know that feeling when when the jet lag hits you, and just the time difference where you're literally like, it's like you're sort of I just remember looking at you at one point, and you were sort of like this.
I know, I've never seen James, I've never seen James actually fall
No.
asleep in a room.
No,
Yeah.
but you had that like that 3-yard stare or whatever, and it looked like it got you that time for whatever the travel schedule has been.
Lance is okay, James. Juliet, I'm so happy to meet you in November in France.
Yay.
I come from Brittany for this.
Oh my God, that's wonderful.
And Heather, this one's for you, darling.
Hot dog 33333. What is the top of your bucket lists?
Favorite quote. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Just oh poor watcher, did your life pass before your eyes? Cup of tea, almost got shagged. Cup of tea. That's for me. And yours is, do you love my inside? Oh,
That should be the other way around.
It's the other way around. I'm glad I read this. So, do you love my inside? So I'm going to do Anita, and that you do that because I didn't ever say shag on Buffy on that show.
Do you know that's a great story? So David Bowie was with Gary Oldman, and these fans came up and they were like, "Can we get your autographs?" And they signed each other's names.
He did.
Yeah.
Bastards.
So David signed as Gary. That's kind of great, though. We will be the post. I think the posting will be up live. I think afterwards.
Hold on a second. There's
Okay,
this.
so this
we've
is
got
the-
Heather. So now it's Anita, and you have to do.
This is cup of tea, almost
Did
must
you?
say.
Did
Yeah,
your life pass?
there's Anita, there's not room for the whole quote, but I'll put the best part of it.
The cup of tea.
Paolo is saying in Spain planes are being censored. What do you think about that?
Hold on, Joni. Let me just make sure I'm signing the right one to Joni. What was the question?
Planes are being censored in Spain. What do you guys think
Oh my
about that?
gosh, I think censorship is a scary thing. I didn't know that was happening in Spain, and how long has that been happening? Did you know about that, James?
No.
Would you guys ever go to Israel?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
We just got one of our fan videos that's going to be on our Blu-ray of our film that's coming out in October from Israel this morning, and it was really awesome to, and we were just saying we would love to go, so yes, absolutely.
Wendy Page says you have the most infectious laugh.
This one is
Aw.
for Anita. This is for you, darling.
Best advice given you by another actor.
Bob Scoggins. We were doing The Tempest at the Goodman in Chicago, and it was my first Shakespeare professionally, and I was sitting in a bar with Bob, and I said, "What's the secret of Shakespeare?" And he goes, "Kid, stand up straight, say your lines clearly, and get the hell off stage." Best advice in the world. Because if I do those things, then Shakespeare, and saying the lines clearly takes a lifetime to accomplish, by the way. But if you can do those things, then Shakespeare will make you look like a genius. Because it actually, if you're saying the lines clearly and you're saying them, as they say, trippingly upon the tongue, and you're not mouthing the words as so many poor players do, but suit the words to the action to the words. If you can do that, then it looks like you thought of all of that. And the audience thinks, my God, what a witty man that is. Shakespeare will make you look good if you can deliver the language clearly. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is for
Joni, Joni. And I'm wondering, so do you think now, since we've sort of gotten through the VIPs, should we do the separate VIPs or do all of our other ones together?
No, I think you're meant to do the VIPs.
So we have to do the single VIPs
Yes.
first? Okay, great. That's what I thought. So we'll do those, which James, you'll pull up yours, I'll pull up
Okay.
mine.
Okay, so this is, got it. This is Joni's,
Great.
so we love.
And we have another one, sorry, that's come in. So we have, and it's a beautiful name, Arica, A-R-I-C-A. So let's see, we need the hands again, Deb, another one of the double hands.
Double hands?
Boy squatting.
That wasn't even the worst one. Like there were some that were really offensive.
I just want to say that I love you both. Aw, caring about your fans, that's so nice.
James, are you good to start your VIPs? Do you need it?
I'm good to start trying to figure
Okay.
it out. Yeah.
Do you need? Does James need a?
He can get them there, and then he'll get his single photos. But this one we have before that, which is just Arica.
Okay. I think I've got it.
And let me
So
do
is
this
just-
here, which is the number JJA 269. That on the back for 69. Dirty mind. Okay.
Right on. All right.
Let's go here and yeah. Oh wow. And we have tons to sign after this.
Oh, hi, D for NIE. Can you explain why you can't do any? Neither of you can do any lines from the show right now.
Yeah, I mean, probably we can't really talk about any show or film that was filmed under the particular SAG-AFTRA because we're on strike right now, and so those are the guidelines that we have to adhere to and want to adhere to. So it makes it a little bit different today.
And can you give a shout out where they can get the autographs and to start?
Yes, you can go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters, and either one will work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Jean's really pushing the Tin Man CD. She says it's the best album you've done in years.
I agree. We our first album, I produced that album. And okay, Deb, can you make sure that I'm doing this right? I'm sorry to ask, but I'm on me,
Yes.
right? And I'm just doing these.
Yeah.
Complete afterwards, put the number, which is there.
Yeah, cool.
And that's all I'm doing. And if I do that, then no one's mad at me, correct?
Yeah, and
Okay,
do we have any more of these, or should James just do it?
he can do it. He can write it, I think, because I don't think we have
Just write it light on the back.
I'm
Yeah.
actually missing, for some reason, my single Dr. Who shot, so let me just see, maybe I...
Is it this one?
Yes, but I did mark one, so let me just look again and see. if
Yeah,
it's
so when
wrong.
I produce, I am a bastard.
Found it.
I am cheap. I hire really talented people, and this one is for Heather. And I deny them time and money. And I found that that's the way to unleash the creativity of the artists. And the important thing is to not have the money, and which has never been a problem for me when I produce. So when we did the first album, they were saying, "Oh, we need another take, and I was always like, "No, you don't. Move on." They were so mad at me. But we got a really ferocious, dirty, honest rock album out of it, and that was mad brilliant. And then we got some money, and we started to really put a lot of bells and whistles on it. and we kept saying, oh, we want to go back and get that dirty sound again, and we never did. And we finally, with Tin Man, we went in there and just blew through the whole album in a day and a half. We just got together as a band in the studio, and we laid down the drums, rhythm guitar, lead vocal, and bass all in one take. And we did it. We did that 2 or 3 times per song, and just moved on. And so what you get is a really honest, real experience when you listen to Tin Man. I'm so happy with it. So Heather, that one's for you.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Excited about that. I'm keeping my separate ones here. Okay,
Show them a little bit of
I'm
magazine,
going to show
Juliet.
you this one. This is actually from my own private collection. That we only had 8 left of them to sell, and I think 5 of them are gone already today. And we had a lot of fun doing the shoot. Dev, my husband, shot the cover, as you see here, of me, and we did me as characters through the ages, different vampire characters through the ages. And by the way,
Some of these are signed.
yeah, it has, actually I need to grab a different one because that's to us from Todd McIntosh. Who's
Oh, it
inside
is?
the
Let me
India.
grab that.
So this one, I need a different one.
Oh, that's a hero one.
Will you give me another magazine? And so I'm just going to show you quickly some of this, just because it's fun. We did, and we named them different things. Like there's this look. I don't know if you guys can see that. David, can you look on screen and see if it shows?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, and we named it Dinner at Tiffany's instead of Breakfast at Tiffany's. And it's a nod to the Audrey Hepburn film. Then we did this, and we called it A Tomb with a View rather than A Room with a View. And we did really very different. Is that a very different look, James?
Oh my God. Oh, you look so fabulous.
Thank you. This was a fun look that we did there. Then we did this look again, very very different, and I forget what we called it. It says so inside the magazine. It was based on the Ang Lee movie, so we did that. Look at James; these are really different too.
Wow. God,
Really
your work
nice
is
stuff.
so glamorous.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That was a fun look. And then our went back to our cover. Mistress of Ceremony is the vampire look, which was really really fun to do.
Oh my God.
Aren't these amazing? They
Yeah.
were really
How
fun.
was that a whole day? Like,
It
how many
was-
days was that?
This was what was crazy. We did all 4 looks in one day.
What?
And it was insane because it literally was taking off because all the makeup is so different. Everything back to scratch. And like we worked such long hours, but it was amazing. We had an incredible makeup and hair team. Shelby was overseeing that, and this one was cool with the blood tears.
And
That's
Crystal, this one's for you, darling.
Oh, yay, that's a cool shot.
Yeah.
See what James in that.
Oh
Awesome.
my God.
So we
Well,
had
how do they do the eyes?
They did it with a eyedropper of it.
So they reddened your eyes, and then how did you get unred eyes?
That was the last shot of
Oh,
the day.
okay, yeah. Okay.
That was our
Hollywood magic.
Hollywood
right?
magic.
And so did you drive home with like bloodshot eyes, like?
It wouldn't be the first
She
time.
drove home with the fangs in, remember? You were like, I'm really tired.
I was so
I'll take
tired.
the
I
fangs
was like,
out.
I'll do everything when I get home.
Oh my
so
God.
it was good I didn't get pulled over. And
Did you ever like after a shoot where you were playing, I don't know, maybe a vampire, like sometimes you get blood on you or fake blood on you, and then have you like driven home and forgotten to take off the blood?
I've had 2 things like that. Well, one, I was doing a movie where I was actually done up like a clown. And I was a clown and I was covered in blood and I just didn't want to shower, and I drove home from Griffith Park and I kept seeing people in the cars next to me kind of doing that double take, like looking at me. I was full on clown with blood, and that was really weird to drive home that way. And then the other thing is I once did a movie again where I did have blood on me, and I was so tired. I usually, like the thing when you get home from set, all you want to do is shower and sort of get ready and get to bed. But I was so tired, and I knew I had an early plane the next day, so I'm just gonna go to bed and then I'll deal with it tomorrow. And so I put towels down so I wouldn't get any blood in the sheets and everything, and I fell asleep. But when I woke up, for a moment, I was disoriented, and it was like the scene in The Godfather with the horse head, because there was all this blood next to me, and I looked and I was like, oh my God, what is that? And then I remembered what it was. So that
that second and a half.
Yeah.
What the?
And I literally thought of like dun 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 dun. What about you?
This is to Ralph Eugene Burns. You wanted me to put a few words of advice. This, as far as I've checked with the producers, this is the theme of the show that we can't talk about. Don't give up. Life is hard. It's a challenge. Sometimes it hurts for sure, but it's worth it. Don't give up.
Okay, so this one is to Denny. That one with these, which is great.
Tell the thing about the teeth from the show we can't talk about. About practicing with the teeth.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry. Let me just.
So
continue
well,
that.
I was playing a vampire one time. You know, you
A
probably
different vampire?
you probably don't
Oh,
know
I
you
know.
probably don't know this project at all. I would imagine. And I had blood spattered all over me. And I lived in the same town that project was filmed in. So I only had like a 10-minute drive home. So I just drove home, but the cops stopped me. And it never more important to put my hands on the steering
Oh
wheel
my
because
gosh.
they came out with guns. Yeah.
This is from the Big Finish audio book that I did, Doctor Who audio book. So I'm going to do that one, Ramona 3. Yeah, so I had, when I first was cast in something where I had vampire teeth, I'll say it that way, I decided to, I asked if I if I could practice with them. So I took my teeth home and was just getting, because they could be very cumbersome and a little bit lispy, and you didn't feel very daunting if you were saying things like that, you know. So I wanted to get my mouth around and practice, and it was really late at night, and we live in the Hollywood Hills, so I always wanted to take out any trash or anything for animals that might come into the house. We don't
This
want
is for
them.
you, Crystal.
And I was practicing with them, and I thought, okay, I'm going to take the garbage down. It's 2 in the morning. No one's going to see me. I'm just going to leave the teeth in. And I was standing at the garbage, and then this woman comes out, and she says, oh my gosh, I'm your new neighbor. Hi. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to scare her if I start to talk with her with these teeth in. And so I literally was like, hi, how are you? It's really nice to see you. And I ran back in the house, and then of course I later went over and said, sorry if I seemed rude. It was hard to explain. I hadn't yet been on the show, so it was like she just would have thought I was either a vampire or someone quite disturbed. And so I went over and said, I'm so sorry, I was wearing teeth. And by then the show had aired. And she said, oh, that's so cool. I wish you had. And just talked to me with
Oh no, not on that day.
Not on that
Heidi, this one's for you, darling. Yeah, I always felt sorry for the guest stars on that show because they would get a generic teeth. They weren't just for their mouth, and so they were talking like this. And we would always they would dub all their dialogue later, but just emotionally trying to play like a killer demon or something like I'm gonna mess with you know, and they were all very.
We just sold another one of these, so I'm going to do it. I've got it. I actually have it here. Oh,
Louisa, could you give her a shout out today? It's her birthday.
happy birthday.
Happy
Lisa.
birthday, Louise.
The show that can't be mentioned. My mum recently had major surgery on her spine for the 4th time after having a spinal
Oh
fluid
my
leak.
goodness.
James's humour and artistry brought her happiness in a very scary time. Thank you.
Oh, and who said that?
It is the show that can't be mentioned.
Yeah.
Illy Cat, I think.
Really, Cat. Yeah, that makes me feel really good to hear. I have different projects have gotten me through hard times in my life. For me, when I was young, I didn't have such a great house to live in, and it was Star Trek that got me through. And I think it's because Star Trek was selling hope. It was just the idea that, and Diana, this one's for you, darling.
This is them children of the
It's
night.
just the idea that the human race might not blow itself up. Back then we were worried about nuclear holocaust, so it was just this idea that the human race might actually grow up and figure it out and prosper. And that was really powerful. Later in the pandemic, I was playing video games, and I just want to hug the developers of video games and tell them, like, you don't know what you did for me. You got me through such a hard time. And And so if I've been part of something that helped someone you love, that makes me feel really good.
This is my terrible art. She wanted a vampire with fangs. It's kind of a smiley face with fangs because I am the worst artist of all time in that way.
Tim, you're asking, don't forget my video, James. Juliet, how would James see, is the video on James's?
Oh, it would be on James's wherever.
Real James Marsters.
No, but I mean here on the order, if they add a video, if you go over
Tim,
here, sometimes there's a little red box that tells you that
Tim,
there's a video.
is it a cameo or is it one that you've sent in
Here.
for him to look at?
Oh yeah, that would be.
If you can just let us know that. More T. Vicker, hello from England.
137.
This is Heidi, don't forget my video, James. So maybe it's the red button. Is there something red over there?
I
We're figuring this all out as we go, guys.
and I think it's Kuka. Kukka. This one's for you, sweet.
Santo says hi from France. We've got a hi from Italy, which is great. Rachel, we can't. Thank you. They love the show, and that season's a great season. They can't actually talk about it though. Sorry, they wish they could.
And anyone, by the way, Harmony, I've just done this, but I can also sign on the inside cover as well, Doug. Do you think I should? Or do you
Yeah.
want more on the inside rather than the cover?
No, I would sign the cover, but then.
If it's a long quote, I'll do
Yeah.
the inside because I can fit. Okay, sorry.
Macaroons and Talon says, I want you both to play Gomez and Morticia in a new show.
That would be fun.
That would be awesome.
Halle, what's your advice, Juliet, for a dancer who wants to start auditioning? I'm still learning and want.
What area are you in, and are there companies that you can audition for, and what type of dance? That would actually be helpful for me to give you.
Okay, yeah, can you give us some feedback on that? Horrible Cups, hi from Wales.
Hi from Wales.
Artima, hi from Chile. I love you guys.
140.
Hi from Toronto, hi from Brazil.
So cool.
So, Dad,
Hello.
I actually need the one over the face. I need two. Well, one is the VIP. I'm gonna do first, so I'll do that now.
Okay.
And then, first of all, thank you for doing the cameo for. Will you please write one of Drew's quotes on the pic? Yes, tell James.
Yes.
Try.
You can't say Drew.
This cameo. I can say the. I can't say the name.
I don't think
Mateus.
so. I think we should.
That's for you, man. Mateus. Bite me. Mateus, what we say? Bite me. It's the only words that. Now, I'm not doing an accent from any project that I've had. I've just happened to be an actor, so I can do different accents. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I don't know what that's from at all.
No,
Was that a character you played at some time?
not at all.
Oh, that's a good one. You should use that one.
I think
I bet people love it.
Daniel Scott Kennedy, James, would you like to do a signing with Mercedes McNabb or Sarah Michelle Gellar?
I'd love to. Almost as much as doing another one with Juliet Landau.
And hi from Ireland.
Hey, Isla. Can't wait. Come to Dublin in August. I'll be there.
And Kiara wants you to know that she is going to try for a cameo with you as well.
Oh,
I did a fun cameo for her just recently.
Juliet can't talk about which of those shows she
This
preferred to work on.
This is for Kiara. And then
This one's from Margot.
the one for
Rosie is saying she'd love to see you guys do something at the Globe in London.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid, one of my projects in 8th grade was building a replica of the Gold Theater with a friend of mine, of the Globe Theater we made it all in balsa wood to dimension, like actually, it was really fun.
Wow.
Kind of cool.
That's for you, Margot.
I will drink some water, don't worry, as I have been. I've actually got an easier job than these guys
Jeff,
have.
can you get me the black and white Drusilla, because that's for Jan and Daryl.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. I'm just having some water. You reminded me, Ash.
James, you should drink as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually forgot for a while.
Deb
See,
gave
actually,
me a little bit of water, just a little bit.
Yeah, actually,
So if I have to pee again, it's your fault.
It's
It's
But at least you're hydrated.
at least I'm hydrated.
Jasper, they would love to go to Newcastle. Would you guys like to go to Newcastle again?
Yeah,
Love
it
them.
was really fun.
Yeah.
And we got to go to Whitby and shoot in Whitby for another project that we're doing. And
That
it
was cool.
So cool to get to shoot
Oh
at the
yeah.
Abbey.
You went there at dawn. I remember you were like, "Oh, I've had a wonderful morning."
Beautiful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. But literally, we woke up at 3 because of jet lag, and we thought, oh, we should just go film now. And we got the sunrise, and nobody was around, so it was completely just surreal and gorgeous and isolated in the perfect way.
This one is from Joni, and it's Joni's birthday. Joni, happy birthday!
Aw.
I'm glad you're alive.
Happy birthday.
Hi from South
You already
Wales.
did the other one from that one, I think, too. And this, by the way, is Jan and Daryl. And are you just doing your VIPs, or are you doing all your singles right now?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
How do you, isn't VIP?
It shows you. Oh, mine.
Oh.
Mine. I might be on the.
You-
no, you're
you're
on the new
right.
view. I'm on the old view, so maybe yours is right. Maybe yours are all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the VIPs. Okay, great.
Yeah, I'm in the
You're in
VIPs
the
already
VIP.
because I hit the little button because it said you should do that. And I was like, oh,
I know. I
okay.
didn't hit the button.
I
Because
guess.
I rebel.
You'll run that.
Hannah says, James, you're the most attractive man on the planet. Can you tell him that?
Oh, sure.
Aw.
You are very good for my ego.
Renee, oh my God, I'll be there in 3 weeks. Have you been in the Abbey at Whitby, Juliet?
Oh yes, we got to shoot in the Abbey, and
Tell them
also
about filming there.
it was really incredible. We got to do the Victorian street that where Mina in the novel run, like no cars, no people. We got the 199 steps up to the Abbey. We got to shoot with nobody there. We got to go to St. Mary's Church and shoot in the graveyard and at the church with nobody there, and it was just beautiful and epic. And then in the Abbey, we actually couldn't shoot until they were letting people in. That was around 10 a.m. And so we basically shoot when Deb would say, go in the frame now, and I jump in the frame, and we do, because it's a documentary where I was talking to Lens, I do my dialogue, and then jump out of the frame, okay, great, okay, it's clear now, jump in, and so we got everything that we needed, and it was, it's just really awe-inspiring to get to see the Abbey in person. It's beautiful, and it's what inspired, for those of you that don't know, Whitby is where Bram Stoker, the author of Dracula, went on vacation and got inspired to write the novel. And even in his time, the Abbey was already in the Victorian era, was always already in ruins, and it's just exquisitely beautiful.
This one is for Nikki. Nikki, what can I tell you, baby? I've always been bad.
Do you guys like roller coasters?
I love roller coasters.
I used to hate them, then I went through a phase of loving them, and now I think I'm back to not loving them. But I feel like our choice of profession is a roller coaster in a wonderful way, because you never really know. Literally, you can go to bed one night and then end up getting a call where you have a job that you're, flying to Argentina, or you're going to Paris, or you're working, somewhere you never anticipated, or on a role that you never anticipated, and you get to research stuff and delve and put your feet into a whole different person or lifestyle than you ever have experienced, and it's one of the things that I love, and it is very much a gypsy life and a roller coaster of a life, but I love that aspect.
Wheels of Joy, you asked me how many, the autographs, I think from what I'm looking at, is well over 200 now, by the time we're done.
That we've done, even how many we've signed?
No, how many total will be well over 200.
How many we will have signed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think for sure we're getting here's this is for Tim, the magazine from my private collection. Very cool. Tim, thank you so much. Okay, this is Christy as the last one.
And this one's for Jackie.
Congratulations on 8 years of sobriety, Jackie. I've got friends who are sober, and they are some of the most dependable, kind people that I know. And so I congratulate you and I celebrate you for being on that journey. Good for you.
Least favourite Shakespeare play? And
Christie. I'm just showing.
You know, there are a few that are not his best, I'll be honest. Titus Andronicus is just, it's a bloodfest. I guess it's not his worst play, but it's just so graphic and horrible, and the things that the characters do to each other, I just can't watch that play. Pericles is just, don't even bother Pericles. It's not his best play. I would say my least favorite Shakespeare is Pericles.
This is for Mark. This was actually originally my husband, Doug, who's been on here. He shot this for Geek magazine. It was called Spread. This was a fun character. And actually, Gloria Casney did the hair on this project. And Gloria, we worked with on the projects we're not talking about today. And so we had a lot of fun working on the shoot with her. And in fact, you can see how big my hair is. She named each curl. That's how much she's into hair. It was funny. She'd be like, "Freddie is not acting." Freddie? Who's Freddie? She's like, "The one right by your ear is Freddie, and this one is Matilda." So that was kind of.
And I think this is Chels. That's how you'd say your name, Chels. This one's for you, darling.
This is for Dave.
Who are your favourite modern playwrights?
I love John Patrick Shanley. I really love. I feel like he's the Tennessee Williams in a different way, but I really love his writing and how he. There's a poetry to what he writes, and there's a pathos and humor. It alternates between really touching and moving, and a lot of humor, which is wonderful.
How about you, James? Who's your favourite?
One moment, I'm trying to spell Weetabix.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Actually hard to think. Well, it's hard to talk and sign, let alone think. It's hard to think. This is for Dave. Thank you so much, Dave.
George Walker, a Canadian playwright out of Toronto that writes about the underclass, poor people in Canada. And he is Canadian, so he is, I guess it would be polite. However, he is also furious as a human being. So he's a furious Canadian, and there is this wonderful mix of this undercurrent of indignation of how underprivileged people are treated, along with kind of it's capped by his Canadian nature. And it's just it's got a specific style, and I love it. George Walker.
I like George Walker too. I need the Vampire magazine, not the one with it.
This one?
Yeah, Top Hat. We just sold another one. I think we've
We're down to two.
down to 2 left almost. And
One, actually.
One left. This
Oh,
is,
we're out. Sorry.
This is for Emily. So Emily, there's your photo there. And so yes, this is we just have one more of these. And then Deb, do you want to also bring the other Vampire magazine? We did an alternate cover of this, and there are only 8 again from my private collection. And we did the Dinner at Tiffany's look for the cover on this one, and that was a really fun whole thing. Actually, James, to your question about doing the looks all in one day, this was one of the hardest parts, was the staining that we did on the hands to get that off for all the other looks. Took quite a bit, but
It's always the things that you don't expect would be the problem.
yeah, we ended up.
Always.
It was like, oh, that's the bit that's hard. And actually, this dress is actually a Bob Mackie dress. Bob Mackie did a lot of shares and still does a lot of shares of costumes and wardrobe, and so we had Will Brittain did the styling for this, and it was really fun.
Grant, Danny, how long you guys been doing this for?
Well,
Till we're finished.
it seems like it's going to be a long time because we have a lot to sign. This was before the new orders came in that we still haven't gotten to, and then we have a lot of new orders that we've been doing, and so yeah, we've got a lot. I think we've moved into your houses, and wherever you guys are, we'll be doing this for a while. Okay. So that's
Hi James, I would like a signed photo poster of you and Juliet. Thanks. How do they get that?
Oh, so you go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters. Either one, you will find those duos there, and you can get it, and then it'll come in to us, and we will sign it live for you on camera.
Who is the nicest person you've ever met?
Juliet Lando.
Aw. Well, I have to say my husband, Deb,
There we go.
and then James.
No,
Equally.
Ramon, he can't talk about that show. Sorry, it's because of the union strike. They're not allowed to actually talk about shows directly. But I'm sure he will when we do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. And this, I believe, it's Megan, and really beautiful spelling of your name, and I'm signing this to you right now. So excited for you to get it. And when you get it, tell me what you think of all of the shoots and of the article. Spent a lot of time in terms of with the interviewer, Rachel Bose, who's the editor of the magazine. And by the way, I'm going to show you guys this because we may do the next time that we're on Streamily. We just launched a new magazine called Undead Magazine, and it's with the former editor-in-chief of Vampire Magazine, and it's an entertainment and pop culture magazine. And we did the inaugural
Do you need a charger?
shoot was in, he's just reading some stuff over there, in New Orleans. And so we did this look, which was really amazing. We did a very period.
And what did we call it?
We called it Ophelia in New Orleans. So we did, this was really fun.
So cool.
And then we did all the different types. I'm showing James, I should show you guys too. And we did in the French Quarter. This was a really fun one in the French Quarter as well that we got to do.
Did you travel to New Orleans just for that shoot?
We did. And this we got to shoot with Kat Von D. Actually, all the rest my husband Deb shot, but this Kat Von D, the tattoo artist, she shot this, and she put together the wardrobe too. This was actually really cold because we shot that in studio in a water tank that was freezing. And I was happy that it was a still because otherwise I would have been shivering. I was supposed to be like the painting of Ophelia in the pond, and speaking of Shakespeare. So that was very cool. And then...
If thy orisons be remembered.
Yes. And then this I'll show you as well.
And we're going to...
show the last one. So we're probably going to do
another version. We're going to do a signing of this.
Signing of this as well. Kristen Bauer from True Blood is in here as well.
As well as Steve and Monica.
As well as
Amanda, this one's for you, love.
Steve Niles, who wrote 30 Days of Night, both the comic book and the film, and Monica Richards, music artist from Faith in the Muse, and also she is the composer for our film A Place Among the Dead, and Deb took some really lovely photos of both of them. So anyway, showing you that too.
Someone's asking, yes, Michelle, you can order pictures. The site stays up for a while, doesn't it?
It does. It stays up, so you can order it, and then we'll get it to you off. We won't be signing on camera, but you can absolutely order. I think they'll keep it up for a couple of days. I think.
Until the apocalypse.
Until really?
I think so.
Well, let's hope
But
that's
that might
not in
be
a couple
tomorrow.
days.
Okay.
So
Alex, your question is great. I can't answer that. I can't ask them that. There's a comedy show on right now about vampires. Would either of you like to do it?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we know what
It's
we're
so
talking
fun.
about.
How do you say the director?
Tikiki Wakiki. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can butcher it. How do
Tiki
you say it?
Watiti. Because I was like, you can't say that. Titi Watiti.
What?
Tiki
What?
Watiti.
Watiti. You got
Yeah,
it.
but you have to end it with that thing you can't. Oops. And Alicia, this is for you. Subway Spike.
What period in history would you like most to, or have you most enjoyed playing in a role?
I wouldn't want to live back in history for anything in the world. First of all, air conditioning, which we're enjoying right now. To live without that, oh my God. Or the big one, indoor plumbing. Oh my God, the world that people slogged through before there was toilets.
And what about
Oh,
not
a
showering?
bed chamber.
Not showering.
A bed, you know what a bed chamber is. A chamber pot. A chamber pot. Oh,
A bed chamber. is
we're not
fine.
even going to talk,
Yeah.
you can't even talk about what that even is. It's just a pot instead of a toilet, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And then in the morning, you would just throw it out the window so that people walking on the sidewalk are dodging people throwing out their morning chamber pots. So, like, I would be born, now is good. Now is just fun.
But I loved playing. It's really amazing. It's funny. Other than the corsets aren't super comfortable, but getting to play all the different eras in terms of Victorian times, 20s, 30s. I mean, it's really amazing to get to do that as an actor.
With a toilet.
And, right. And imagine, I think not showering with all those layers of clothes for
Oh
the
my
time and
God.
stuff. I think it was
Like,
probably
if it
very
was-
fragrant.
If it was real, like if you everyone would be like, "You stink!" Oh my God.
Parlay,
That's where you watch the fan video message.
Okay, now this is interesting because now I press that,
Yeah.
and then that happens.
Oh, so yours aren't
So
playing.
it's not
Try.
playing.
Oh, that's a
So
bummer.
okay, so
Maybe you have to go back to the other view. Like I
so
was
if you
able
send
to-
James a message, he's actually having trouble. His
So
tablet
if you've
isn't-
done a video message, for some reason I'm getting them, but James isn't on his iPad. So try the old view and see if for any reason. Oh, but that might throw you off with where you are in your flow.
Parlay,
I don't know what guys. Maybe it's because I'm on an iPad rather than a laptop, but I'm not able to see your videos.
But he'll watch them afterwards.
There we go.
So you'll get
Yeah.
a chance. He'll get a chance to get your messages, so that you can get, you'll talk to Streamily or do it on your home laptop.
Parlay, Juliet, she did answer your question about the advice for a dancer who wants to start auditioning. She wanted to know what kind of dancer you are.
A very good dance.
Ballet, jazz, tap. Like what kind of modern? What kind of dancer are you? And what area are you in? Because that might be helpful as well. And I'm excited that you're a fellow dancer.
Did you, James, did you do hi from Spain, James, I've read you produced a Spanish classic play, Life is a Dream.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Calderón
What
del
was your
Norte.
experience of that with it?
I had played the role in Chicago of Segismundo, who's the lead in that, and so when we wanted to produce it, it's all about the translation. It's the play is known as the Spanish Hamlet. It's as famous in the Latin world as Hamlet is, for the Chicago production, there was a new translation that had been done on Broadway that was very successful, and we used that one. But what was fun about doing it in Seattle was that I was working with someone who majored in college in Latin literature and had done his thesis on Life is a Dream, and told me that there were scenes in the translation that I wanted to use that were in the original but weren't in the translation, had been cut. And so we were able to use parts of some translations, parts of other translations, and frankly, translate our own version of some pieces of the play, and really be able to give our audiences the full play. And it was absolutely fabulous. It's about an astrologer king who reads the stars, and the stars tell him that when his wife gives birth, when she's about to give birth to his son, the son is going to kill his mother and ruin the kingdom. And so the astrologer king, who's a good king and a good man, his wife dies in childbirth, and he freaks out, and he chains his son in a cave and treats him like an animal, and then feels guilty about it when his son becomes 18 and lets him out. But of course, Segismundo, having been raised as an animal, is one, and the lead character, Segismundo, has got to grow up, become a man, and he's got to forgive his father in order to heal his kingdom. It's a great play. Great play. This one is from Maggie, and I'll put by me Maggie because I love it. And I'm sorry, Maggie, that I can't see your video right now, but I'll see it later.
MRSCAVS 1988. Put your question in again. I'll try and get to it. We have a massive feed going on, and I'm just trying to keep up, so I apologise if I've missed you. Someone's asking if you're going to finish your Shakespeare readings, James.
I can't. Cameo, I guess they updated the app, and it will not let me do longer videos. And when I say longer videos, anything above 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, it won't handle it anymore. And I was doing 10-minute. I was trying to keep it. It was trying to be brief to explain scene to scene. We were doing Romeo and Juliet, but I just don't feel like I can do justice to the play by just doing 2-minute videos. So I'm so sorry. If I meet you in person, I can continue my rant. But yeah, that one was hard. Cameo is a very good app, and I am not technically proficient enough to even understand all the complexity. Part of it, what's really amazing about Cameo, when I record a video and try to send it to a friend, just with the normal tools that are available to me, Gmail can't handle that big of a file. Texting can't handle a larger file. I have to go to something called WeTransfer, and it's a big process. But Cameo does this seamlessly from all over the world for so many people like me who are making these videos for people. And I'm amazed by what they can do. And I think that they probably had a very good reason for putting a cap on how long videos can be. So I'm not criticizing Cameo, but unfortunately, to make their site work, they need to do that. So I just can't do it anymore. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm going to let James sign for a bit because we still have a ton more to catch up with.
Okay, this is for you, darling. And I have to make sure. Jean.
Jean. Okay, great. And then I am just looking at the scenes.
And this is for little Jean, who wants me to sign Jean.
Alexa, I would love to send her. We're actually dealing with the fact that because it is so narrow and vertical, the screen, I can't get more of them into the picture.
We actually
If we don't have enough room, I'm really sorry. I'd love to do that, but it's just the
We
limits
wish
of the
we could
technology.
go horizontal. so
Yeah,
that people
if I could
can
do something like
yeah.
this, it would be over, I'd end up getting it all over your lovely dress, so I can't.
So little Jean for Jamie. For you and Jamie.
All right.
Yes, hot dog 33333. It will be saved. It will be on people's. It will be on their feeds.
This one is for Karen. And this picture, I used to stand in the light of the good character. Like if you were playing a hero character on this show that I can't talk about, you got what we call hero lighting, and it made you look very beautiful. I got villain light, which makes you look interesting and dangerous, but I oftentimes wanted to look beautiful. So I would get, when we blocked the scene, I would wait until one of the good characters vacated their spot, and I would find a way to block myself into that position, facing the same direction, so that when we were doing my close-ups, they would just say, "Oh, you're already lit, let's just pick you up right there," and I would get like hero lighting. I stole hero lighting constantly. Yeah.
Golden Peanut, I love your look, Juliet, rocking that black hat.
Oh, thank you so much.
So Karen, that's me in Hero Lighting, stealing good lighting.
Daniel Scott Kennedy, can you guys send greetings to Romy and tell her not to give up no matter how hard life gets?
Rami, don't give up.
Don't give up.
It's worth it.
It will get better. You send you so much love and work.
You know, that brings up something. I was thinking about this. If I could give myself advice of me back in time, whether it's me yesterday, or a year ago, or a decade ago, or 50 years ago, it would be the same advice. It's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get dicey. It's going to get challenging, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it all turns out fine, because you know what? I'm sitting here, I'm having a fabulous day with my friends, and it all works out.
Mm-hmm.
And so when things get dicey, we'll see what happens tomorrow when I even stub my toe, and I'm like, oh my God. But it's true. It's going to be okay. Yeah.
This is for Steve.
Here's one for Elliot.
And this, actually, Deb shot this shot as well. We did a shoot for Venice Magazine.
You can tell that he loves you. Look at that. And you can tell that you love him. That's such a great shot.
Thank you.
Can you guys give a shout out to Gabby?
Hey, Gabby.
Great. Okay.
Could you guys give a shout out for Stevie? She's doing a great job at school.
Hi, Stevie.
Stevie, you are
Congratulations on
slaying your
rocking it.
education. Yeah.
This is
Okay, so this is why, I didn't get to say this before because I went to the bathroom and I'm thinking about going to the bathroom again. This is why actors go to the bathroom all the time. Because we are actually, when you're acting for film or on stage, you're thinking about sometimes 14 things at the same time, or you have 14 things you have to achieve to get one shot, whether it's getting your blocking down, putting the props in the correct place so the camera can see it as well, or the notes from the director, or a million things you're thinking of.
Even when you're doing a romantic scene, very often it literally is like tilt your head a little bit more this way so the camera angle gets it. So you're doing all of that while obviously trying not to have any of that be evident that you're tilting your head slightly.
This one's for Elliot, this one's for you, dude.
This is
Badass
for Dom,
Spike.
by the way, and this is from A Place Among the Dead, and so thank you so much, Dom.
So, I've noticed this, okay, if a concert pianist, I can say pianist, right?
Yeah.
Yes. If a concert pianist makes their performance look effortless, they get a standing ovation. If a gymnast makes their thing look effortless, they get a gold medal. But if an actor makes it look effortless, the audience goes, I could do that. Because it looks like life. But the truth is, there's just as much work going into an actor's performance as there is to other performing artists. And so, coming back to urination, you gotta concentrate. Your brain is being used. You're firing on a lot of cylinders here, and you do not want anything to take your mind off getting all of those things done. And if there's a little thing going, I gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta go to the bathroom, that's just enough. You might be able to get the shot, but it may not be quite as good as it could be. And that's why we're always running to the bathroom. But the thing is, if you do this for a couple decades as a professional actor, your bladder shrinks. Because it's like the stomach. It will shrink or it will expand. I'll shut up now.
Okay,
Enough about that.
sign.
TMI. TMI, Jane.
Talking about your bladder,
I know.
and
I
I'm
can't talk about
signing
my
up.
show.
No.
Talk about
Yeah,
anything.
this is
I'll
from
talk about my left toe.
Rachel and Phoebe.
And for Carolyn.
This is awesome. Make sure I almost forgot my actual signature at the end, which would not be good. Rachel and Phoebe. Wonderful. Make sure I did do my signature yet.
Hi, Michelle Tom 57. He actually can't do that right now because of the SAG strike. He's not allowed to. It's restricted. It's within the rules. We're really sorry, but he will do it again at some point.
Wonder what you can
I know. I'm like dying.
do. Okay, this is even before.
Did you guys? Megan, that's a really great.
Elbows to entrails.
Megan Morgan, that's a really, really
Do you like my
great question.
Elbows to entrails.
Can't
Must
see,
be.
can't see.
Oh, I stepped on your line again. I used to do that all the time. Oh my god, because I just couldn't wait to talk. Like, my line is so good, I can't wait to get to it. So I get to stepping on yours. Oh, I was known for that one. Okay.
Alrighty.
Amanda says, you guys are so sweet, I love you guys.
Yay.
Check it out.
Okay.
We're very lucky.
What was the best advice you were given by an actor?
Let's see, I was given, I need one more of these, actually. Let's see, I remember that one of the first plays I did, actually, I was the youngest person, and everybody else in the cast, I actually played, the playwright, it was based on the playwright's sister, and it was actually a musical, so I was singing to the troops. It was set in the 1940s, and I was working with everybody else. I was the memory, so I was young, and everybody else was in their 50s and 60s. And I just remember actually the rehearsal process. It was we were working, and I was there was one particular scene, and I was trying to, the whole thing with rehearsal is that, things need to get messy before they get neat. So, if you're putting a lot of elements like James was saying, all those 14 levels of things that you're thinking about and doing, sometimes you need to do one layer at a time, and then you add the next thing, and then you add the next thing, and you build stuff as you go. So when that happens, sometimes your scenes, in the rehearsal process, they can get a little protracted, and then once you put everything together, it shrinks back, and pacing comes, and all those things come. So I was working with this older actor who shall remain nameless, and was actually a pretty hammy actor. And we were working in rehearsal, and he was like, "Darling," he was English, "Darling, can you just pick up your cues?" And I said, "Not yet. I will. I really will. When we, by the time we're in previews, and I will. I just need this rehearsal to be a useful rehearsal. And if I just rush to saying the lines, I won't have filled it with all the things that need to be." But he, of course, wasn't an actor who kind of worked that way. So he was like, "I just wish you would just pick up your cues." And so by the time we actually got to previews and opening, he was like, "Oh, you really are picking up your cues." I said, "Yeah, I told you I'd get there. I just needed that rehearsal process." But it was funny. So that was not the best advice, but it was kind of funny because I was young, but I still thought, "Oh, I'm not gonna pick up my cues till I'm ready to do that."
And I wish you would stop being a director, because you're not being paid to be a
Exactly.
director.
It's not
Why
up
don't
to
you
you,
just
right?
act? Yeah.
Can you guys say hi to Kaloga?
Hi,
Hello,
Kalona.
hello.
So, but let's see, best advice of being even as an actor, or what was the question?
As an actor.
Yeah.
To me,
I learned so much from my mentor was Susan Peretz, who was an amazing actress. She was in Dog Day Afternoon. She played Al Pacino's wife in that movie, and she was a member of the Actors Studio, as am I, and I really learned so many things from her. Okay, he's going to the loo.
you weren't supposed to say Lou. You can't say that because of the strike.
You can skip to the loo.
Skip to the loo.
But I think it was really just learning sort of the craft and what I'm always the first one when I do a play. I get to the theater the earliest. I like to get there before anybody's there. I'm welcome if anyone else is there at the same time, but I like coming early and having that moment of relaxation before I prepare, and setting all the props, or checking the props that the stage manager set, and all of that stuff. And I think that was I remember Susan telling me, sort of about her process, and it always made an impression on me, and I work in the same way as that. So I don't know if that was the best advice to share, but it really meant a lot to me.
Juliet, there's a show that you did with a very famous actor and a very famous director, and this person the scary person wants to know how he could get that poster signed. We have to maybe, where are you based, the Scary Closet? Because maybe if you tell us, we might be in a town near you at some point, and we could figure that out.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, so this is for March.
Lena, we love Ukraine. We're brave, we're strong, you are cool. Yes, shout out to the Ukraine, we support you 100%.
Thank you, absolutely.
Hi from Argentina, you guys are so talented.
Thank you so much. This is for Martin.
Someone just heard James blow his nose.
Yeah, it was loud. Your blowing nose was made on
Okay,
camera.
the Scary Closet. I do monster closure shows and have a booth. Well,
Wonderful. We were just talking about
maybe
that
next.
in potentially in terms of LA, and so hopefully we'll get to see you there. And please bring.
Yes.
Poster. I'm trying to figure out which movie it's from or which show. Oh, cool. Well, by the way, here, Deb, bring over a picture from that same thing. We have this as well.
Tell Quentin Tarantino story.
This. Oh, it's funny. When I met Quentin for the first time, he said to me, "No liquids." I don't even remember what it was, but what I actually said in the movie. But anyway, I didn't recognize it, and I said, why are you not drinking liquids? And he said, "It's your dialogue. I'm quoting your dialogue back to you." And he had it letter perfect. He has that kind of encyclopedic memory. So that was funny. I heard the number on the back of this one. Let me do that.
Can you guys say hello to Imogen and Mark?
Hey, Imogen. Hey, Mark. Okay, this is the best advice I ever gave an actor.
Oh, great.
Because I'm old now.
Okay.
So, I noticed that actors who, just to back up, there's nothing about a film set that is conducive to helping an actor give a good performance. Everything is in my way, and I have to constantly be jumping over hurdles in order to give a good take. And this is diametrically opposed to theater. This is for Celeste, Bad Boy Spike, with a quote from one of my songs. So I'm very happy. Thank you for asking that. And in theater, there's a 6,000-year-old process that goes from first rehearsal to last curtain, where everything is finely tuned to give an actor the best shot at giving a good performance. And that's just not what's happening in Hollywood. Not because they don't care, but because it's impossible. Film is a technical process that needs its own space. So what I noticed was that young actors who care, like this is not a problem for young actors who really don't care if it's good or not, but for talented actors who really want to give a very good performance, this is very bracing. And I remember it being very bracing for me in the beginning. And so I was working on a project with a young actor who was getting very frustrated. Very frustrated. Yes? Oh, yes. So I sat down at lunch and I said, you know what? I'm thinking of teaching an acting class. And they're like, oh, you should do that. It'd be great. And I said, yeah. And what I'm going to do in my acting class is I'm going to get, and this one is for Gemma.
And this is for Gina. We've got Gina and Gemma.
I'm going to give my students an incredibly emotional scene, and I'm going to get them a close-up, and in the middle of recording it, I'm going to throw popcorn at their face one at a time, and see if they can get it. And the young actor's like, just like today. And I was like, exactly. And that's frustrating, and it's difficult, but that is the trick. That is the job, and that's more than anything what I would be training for.
I think it's always an interesting thing because there's something about taking in all of the, often you're on set and there are 150, like for our film, we had 150 crew members. So there's all this stuff going on and you have to remain focused, but it's also actually taking it in and being alive with it as opposed to trying to block it out because it is there. You know, you can't pretend something isn't there that's there.
Oh, that's good.
So it's actually being fluid enough in your work to sort of be like, oh, okay, this is going on, that's going on, and I sort of can take this in while I'm doing everything else, and getting to that state is really the ideal state to be in.
Wow, that's good. Gemma, there you go, love. Loves.
Also, here's another thing that's good if you're ever guest starring. If you come in as a guest star as opposed to when you're a series regular or a recurring character on a show, and actually on any show, working with the AD is the person who there's the first AD and the second AD, but the assistant director, and he basically calls everything. And usually they basically say, they check with the camera department, they check with sound, and then they say speed means everybody's up to, and we're ready to do a take, but they often don't check with the actors. So if you're doing a very emotional scene, I always find it helpful if I talk to the AD and say, just before the take, if you can check with me, because I'll tell you, especially if it's a super emotional scene, I'll tell you if I need 30 seconds more or I'm good to go. And it will ultimately save so much time because I'll be in a groove and a zone, and then we can just do it, and that's it. Then if I'm sort of, need that extra 20 seconds and it's already been called. And so I'll do that with every AD, and it works so well because then you're working in tandem with everybody and they're checking with you as well as all the other departments. So.
Marina, that is for you. You know, Brando said, just because they call action doesn't mean you have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was just being a dick about it.
No.
You were being nice.
Yeah, but it's true. And, but it also is that thing where you sort of take what you need so that you can do your job in these, extraordinary circumstances. Okay, so I think I am.
This one's for Jess.
Deb, I need one more of
Magazine?
No, sorry, the red one, actually another one of the sold them, the one I'm not mentioning, yeah, that.
No one.
Yep.
The hardest part of the day is not saying the
I
name.
know.
Creative ways.
I keep thinking, we're being so careful, but we're going to get fined anyway. I'm like, you did it one time. No, I said Duffy. It was Duffy.
The in order not to. Okay, so that.
Juliet, can you talk about the challenge of directing and acting in your own film?
Well, it was an amazing process, but it's also interesting because you are switching continually between being subjective and objective. And as an actor, especially in the journey of the film, it's exceedingly emotional at a certain point in the movie. And so, you're as an actor, you're often dealing with your intuition and your emotions and all of that stuff. And then as a director, you're in your more cerebral overview of the whole thing. And so switching back and forth when you step in front of the camera and you're doing these emotional scenes, and then having to step to the other side and look at the footage and make sure that you're getting everything from your whole team, all of your actors that you're working with, as well as your own performance. It's an interesting juggling act. It's really amazing to work on something that, my husband and I had from the inception of it, had this idea and then bring it all the way to its fruition. So it's very creatively rewarding, but it's interesting. Deb sometimes says, especially if you're doing super emotional, crying scenes or super angry scenes or whatever, that you're not in your quite right mind, and then you have to step back right into your quite right mind to make all of the calls and the decisions as the director.
This one's from Amelia. I had a similar thing being a parent. Because, when I am, as you were saying, when I'm acting, I'm paid to be self-involved. What is my hair? How am I feeling? I'm the department head of the little tiny department of James Marsters. That's all I'm focusing on. Because if I'm not doing my job. 1 second. Spike uses the nickname Pat.
And are you still in the VIPs? I just want to double check.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
So
then
maybe we should do.
we should do the duos, because this is my last VIP, which is
Okay.
Jennifer.
Oh, perfect.
So we timed out, and then we'll do some of these. So let's go back to our duos.
I can't believe we've already been on
I think
2
our-
hours plus.
Our phones haven't
Kind of
burned out this time because we actually have the air conditioning.
We have
on.
the air
So we're
conditioning that's
hoping that it's
high.
gonna help,
Eating.
because last time they overheated. Okay, so this one is for Rachel, and it's Devious Stare. So I
Juliet, will there be
that.
undead? Will there be a place of undead T-shirts again?
Yes, there will, absolutely. Absolutely, we'll have the merch available. And this is from Aaron Harmon. Hi, Aaron.
Kristen Stonehouse, your question's a great question. They can't actually answer that question because of the SAG strike. They're not allowed to discuss shows in any way in depth.
But do you want to ask any
Um,
other questions?
For you, Rachel.
Great, let me do Rachel as complete.
Luke Sweet, 2001. Met you guys in Newcastle. So that was awesome.
Hi,
Can you say hi to Amber?
Amber.
Amber, hello.
Hey, did you please go here. Some questions, didn't you? Already pulled some from earlier.
Yeah.
Gosh, I know it feels like once we start this, we just keep on going.
Oh my God, yeah.
What's your favourite books?
This is from Neelam. One of my favorite books is People of the Lie by M. Scott Peck. We actually based our film largely on it, and he was a psychiatrist, and really his definitions of the nature of evil and malignant narcissism are really incredible. So I really love that book. There's some of it that's religious, and that doesn't speak so much to me, but his case studies are absolutely brilliant. So that's a book I would highly recommend.
Mo Clifford, how do I get a signed autograph?
So you go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters. Either one will work. Oh, no thanks.
What's that?
That is Neelam.
Oh, I see now.
Neelum.
Ah, obviously.
Okay, and this is Phoebe. Was that 192 on the back anymore? Yes. Yeah. Phoebe. F-O-E-B-E. I recently had to go to a doctor. I'm all good now, but for a while I was suffering from vertigo for the first time ever, and it was very, very awful. But the doctor, the specialist that I went to,
Neelam, for
is
you.
actually Lisa Kudrow's brother.
He looks like her.
David Kudrow, and he's brilliant and amazing, and he looks a lot like her, but he is not like her character Phoebe on the show in terms of he's not ditzy in any way. But it was funny when I first went, it was hard to, I was like, are you serious? You look just like her and you're giving me advice, and it was amazing. Okay, so Neelam is complete. It's
F.R.
wonderful.
Sieber from Germany, how can I get a beautiful signed picture of you both?
If you go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters, you'll be able to order a million if you want them.
Yeah.
Jean Caldwell saying she needs a place among the dead T-shirt. We are working on getting those back
Is
out.
that Jean Caldwell?
Yeah.
Yay. James, you were my ultimate childhood
Can-
crush. Juliet, you were everything. Aw. That's
Can you
so
say
nice.
hi to Ash and Elena?
Yeah, hi Ash and Elena.
Hey Ash, hey Elena.
What's the process of deciding what your signature was going to be?
You know, I never practiced this signature. I know a lot of people do that. I probably should have.
You just have
You
great
guys can
handwriting.
tell me. It looks sort of, it's not, but you know how people come up with really, did you do a whole thing practicing?
I totally did
Totally
from high
did.
school on.
Look,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can tell. He does a really cool, like, he's got those V's going. I sort of just did this, and then I never thought about it until
Deb just saved me.
he did.
My flight was open.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's why we got just a massive surge in the viewership.
Mitch.
Mitch.
Jacqueline,
That's too funny.
Juliet, hope you are feeling better, looking gorgeous.
Ah, thank you. Yes, I'm all better now. It was not fun. It literally lasted for almost a year. But that's a thing of the past, and I'm very thankful for it being over now.
I just read a really good book. I can't even. It was by a Vietnamese monk who has passed away, actually. But it was called No Fear,
Ooh, that's great.
and it was really about how to conquer fear in my life. And he was really talking about ego and how ego leads to fear.
Mhm.
Ego being the part of me that wants me to disconnect with reality or other people by not being satisfied with reality. Like, I've noticed this since I read the book. The universe doesn't wake me up in the morning and go, hello, James, would you like traffic on the way to work, or no traffic? No traffic, we'll bring that right away to you. But the ego tells me that should be happening, and it gets me unhappy. Yeah. So yeah, No Fear by
That
unnamed.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
This is cool. This is for Ava Soul, and it says it's her mom, her daughter. She loves us both. This is for her dorm room. Please write "Rue up, Ava," as she's a new UMKC kangaroo. Thanks, and love you both always. Aw.
This one's for me.
I'm reading I'm listening to a book about how method acting came about. It's really interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was really fascinating because I didn't realise it was all to do with the plays started being written better than the actors were at the time.
Yeah.
So they actually had to figure out a new style of
Like Cliff
Chekhov.
Odets, like during that during the 30s. Was that?
Yeah.
Like it was Chekhov.
was actually prior to that.
This guy's like he's the greatest writer ever, and he got the worst reviews in all his plays, and they're like new style of
Ava
acting.
Soul, SOL, and then it's yeah.
Juliet,
Ava, she's a new UMKC kangaroo.
the question that you have, that you always get, who is it better to kiss, David or James?
Well, I always say it's like a really, hard day's work when that's your choice. Like you're going to work and that's your choice. But clearly, Mr. Marsters and I had a wonderful acting chemistry.
And James, what was it like? Who was your preferred?
Sitting with Juliet's husband in the room. This is great. This is really comfortable for me to talk about. Hey Ava, so grew up, babe. Juliet is the best, of course she is.
From Chile, how do I get an autograph?
So you go to.
I'll let you write. If you go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters, you'll be able to buy you'll be able to purchase to your heart's content, whether that's 1 or whether that's 3 or 5 or 50.
Could you?
Because I don't want to go home. Your house is nicer than mine, so let's just spend all night.
But it sounds like you've been doing some nice stuff.
Oh, actually, my house rocks. Actually, I would love it.
Can you guys say hi to Gemma?
Hey, Gemma, good to see you.
Hi, Gemma. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a little hard. So I got artistic all of a sudden, which is not true.
And this is for
Dr. Dietz.
Dietz.
Z. Dr. Dietz.
Julia, can you guys give that shout out to Charlie and Rosie?
Hi, Charlie and Rosie.
Rose
My
and
middle name
Charlie.
is Rose.
Okay, will you guys be at a convention together soon? Maybe. We cannot say anything.
But we might possibly.
But you all, isn't there one in Canada?
Probably.
We've got
Yeah.
we've got a few things cooking. So
I don't look that far down the field. I have a manager who schedules me, and I know where I'm going next.
So
And
when we came back from Newcastle, right? We got this super early flight. Like it was like
oh my gosh.
2:30 in the morning. It was so insane. It was so horrible, right? And we got in. We're in the car, and then there was this girl. There was a booker and another booker, and the other girl just didn't keep showing up. She didn't keep showing up, and suddenly this person came in their pajamas. Just sat down and was like, I'm here.
Oh wow.
Elliot, 2 L's.
Oh wow. As long as you get on the plane, man, everything else is
She was so
byclothes.
stressed.
Oh, I feel so bad for her. And she actually goes, I think I might have my passport in the room.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay.
And
Well, then,
luckily she
as
didn't.
long as you.
Where is she?
Okay,
Oh,
that's
wow.
right. This one we completed.
What did you guys have for breakfast this morning?
He didn't have, but I had a huge bowl of oatmeal with banana and blackberries, grapes.
You're killing me.
It was really good. It was good.
John,
Oh, and orange. We had
oatmeal
some
rocks.
oranges too. Oatmeal.
Yeah,
We eat
it's the
oatmeal.
best.
We eat it every day.
Yeah, me too. Every other day. But then I'm also doing Kodiak pancakes. You guys know about Kodiak? High protein pancakes. Make it with. I make mine with. It's uncomfortable to say nut milk. You know, that's just a weird phrase.
What about oat milk?
Yes, oat milk. I make it with oat milk.
Even though you're not. We get
actually
good
some-
oat milk from Trader Joe's because it has no chemicals and no stuff.
Queen Halloween, actors
Elliot
are
for you.
allowed to attend conventions right now,
Yeah.
but there are some restrictions.
Yeah, absolutely. This is for Elizabeth.
Can you say hi to Abby?
Hi,
Hey, Abby.
Okay, so for this is Elliot's. I'm just gonna show you guys Elliot's that we just finished. Okay, so he loves us. Thank you, Elliot.
What do I have to do? How much do I have to get paid to get assigned? If you go to the site that they're going to shout, Juliet's going to shout out right now, you can see what it costs. And yes, it can go to Chile. Can you give a shout out to the
Yes,
site?
absolutely. It can go to Chile. It can go anywhere globally, which is amazing. We have a lot of Rachels, which is amazing. Love that name.
Are you originally from Seattle, James?
No. I'm originally from Northern California. Sarah Elizabeth, this is for you. I was born in a town of 200 people called Greenville, California, which is not even there anymore. It got burned down in the last fire season. I mean, that was 2 years ago now. My father was a Methodist minister, but I don't think he was the best one in seminary because they stuck him out in a town of 200. It was a very small congregation. He was a wonderful man, though. I lived, after I graduated high school, I started bopping around the country doing theater. So I was in New York for 6 years, Chicago for 6 years, Seattle for 6 years. And then it was in Seattle that my son was born. And I realized that I had to actually try to make real, or what I call daddy money. And theater pays you enough, and I was about as successful as you can be in theater, regional theater, and it pays you enough to be a single person, or if you're in a couple, if the other person's working too, you can scrounge by. But it's not enough for daddy money, for college tuition, etc. And so I came down at that point, right before I got cast on Buffy. I guess I was in town for about 6 months, and I lucked into your company. Yeah.
This is for Rachel, and this I need to just tell you, this is for Schuler, if I'm saying it right, and Ryan, and we are congratulating you guys on your engagement. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Yay, congratulations.
And that's SCHUYL.
SCHUYLER,
Okay.
and Ryan, R-Y.
Can you say hi to Abby?
Hey, Abby.
I thought we did.
Yeah, I think this is another Abby.
Okay, oh, another Abby. I want to make sure we did.
Hello, next Abby.
Yeah, nice to see you, Abby.
Equally as important as that.
That's the first Abby.
Sean, I think we answered your question, so I think you may have missed it. What was it like kissing David, and what was it like kissing Sarah?
David is a great kid. Oh no, that wasn't me.
Oh, Sarah? You said kissing. I didn't kiss Sarah on the show. Oh, him.
Yeah.
I was confused. I sure got around, but not necessarily. Sarah, I know it was funny with. There was a certain point where Julie Benz and I said like we hadn't realized that our characters had a threesome with
Yes.
the Immortal. That was a surprise when we got that script, although she said she wasn't surprised.
think actually Dave and I alluded to having had sex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So too, right?
I remember telling David, and this one is for Schuler and Ryan. Congratulations on your engagement, guys. It's beautiful.
And this is for Shelley. Is that a good channel? It is a
Yeah,
good
that's
channel.
great. S-H-E-L-L-I.
ELLI.
And I was like, David, does this mean what I think it means? Like, we had sex? He's like, I don't know, dude. Let's just film it. I want to go to lunch.
No.
Can you say hi to Victoria?
Hi, Victoria.
Hey, Victoria.
Julia? Can you say hi to Julia?
Hi, Julia.
Uh,
Thank you for being here.
oh, and he goes to the Robot UK shows.
S-H-E-L-L-I.
Yes.
E
I like
L
your
L
gold pen.
I. What was that, Dan?
And he goes to the Robot shows for UK.
We don't have any planned, but we love playing the UK. Right now, it's going to be our lead guitarist is in law school, and in his summers when he gets off school, he is working. First, he worked for a DA's office, and now he's working for a very high-profile defense office, and going to decide whether he wants to go into defense or prosecution.
Wow.
But that means that his summers are taken as well. So traveling further away is kind of prohibitive right now. But he'll be graduating, and once he's set in his career, I think he'll be able to take more time off. So, yeah.
Ty Walker, I wish you guys could do a photo shoot together. Well, maybe we'll do something for Undead magazine. Julia and I are the creative directors. It might be fun to arrange something like that.
And this is for Angela.
Mm-hmm. And this one is for Natalie. So I've done mine, and I'm just waiting for James's signature. They keep coming. Our orders keep coming in.
We have more?
Yeah, we've got more.
This is amazing, guys. You guys are
For
incredible.
you, Angela.
That is fantastic.
And for Natalie.
Okay, and this is for Meg. Hey guys, I'd love to see your characters soon.
Can you say hi to Buna?
Oh, our character signatures. That's cool.
Buna?
Meg.
Yeah. Would your signature, and people, you're left-handed, right, James?
I am.
Would your signatures be different for your characters?
That's what
Good for you.
we're supposed to do it now as our characters
I have
for Meg.
no idea.
So let's see.
For you, Natalie. I don't know how I would do that.
I know.
I guess we're going to find out
I know.
for Meg.
Natalie's is finished. Yes. Natalie's.
Abby, your question's a great question. They can't answer that because of the strike. I just want to acknowledge that you're there and we see it.
Isabel. Beautiful names. Everybody has loved such long names.
Okay, so that's Spike, which is not nearly as cool as I'm getting.
Well, you haven't practiced it. The
I
way you
haven't.
practiced your other one.
I haven't. I gotta get on that.
Julia,
That's my signature.
what was it like to direct Gary Oldman?
Wait, hold on. Best wishes. Best. Okay, hold on.
I want to just
Dad,
check.
can you get me one more of these? And I need to
Which
do
one is it?
again. This one.
Double hands.
Yeah, let me do that again.
Oh, no, it's not
No,
that
no.
one.
So I'll answer for her. Gary Oldman's a tough. You know, oh, he's so entitled and privileged.
He was
Oh, I'm Gary
amazing to
Oldman.
direct.
I've won 50,000 Oscars. Where's the green M&Ms? I just know it.
Actually, I'll tell you the truth about Gary. It was funny because he was in the movie. Gary, we play alter ego versions of ourselves. So Gary's playing an alter ego version of himself, and we scripted interviews, like a faux interview session with Gary. And he kept saying after each take, he was like, "Well, is that all right? Does it seem like me? Is it real? Does it?" And at a certain point, and he kept kind of asking us, and finally I said, "Yeah, you know, Gary, I really think you have this acting thing down." Because he was so good in every take, like it's an embarrassment of riches. And but it was cute because he really does care. He's like us, like where he wants it to be things to be the best they can be. And
One of the best.
All actors are like that, though. Oh, good actors care, don't they?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I feel like the only
pen
thing.
you got me done or no?
Do you want a pen?
Yes.
I think that what I have to offer is passion,
Oh, that's great.
and there's enough apathy in the world, and I think that people come to artists for something else.
Buffy / they actually I can't say the show that can't be named from Spain. They already did it, but we're going to say it one more time. Can you give a shout out to them from Spain to Spain?
Hello to Spain.
That's Spain.
So look, I hope we got you this time. I hope you get to hear that and see it. Nala Flat Fox 2020. That's a great question. They can't answer that because of the strike. I'm just trying to acknowledge people that.
We're very mysterious because we can't talk about anything related to that guy.
Deb, does that look like an A? I wrote an A, but
Yes,
I'm
it
not sure.
does.
I want to make sure my. So that's Isabel, Isabel, and it's basically best wishes from our two characters. And maybe you already did, but it's complete. Isabel.
Yes, that Harry Groner was in a movie that Christopher Nolan just directed,
Yes.
and
And he's in our movie. He's in
Yes.
The Place Among the Dead.
I saw him yesterday at Trader Joe's.
And we ran into him at the market. He lives near us, and Deb ran into him in the market yesterday. And he and his wife Dawn voiced the parents in our film, and they're brilliant. So
To
talented.
Isabel. There you go.
Strive for Greatness, 89 just ordered a picture. Can you give a shout out how they get the pictures?
If you go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters, you can get to be able to purchase an autograph. And I think that on the Instagram feed, that should be in the title. I think Deb helped me with that.
Yes, it is, yeah.
So if I did it correctly, which is not necessarily the case, it'll be there.
You did it
Yeah. Otherwise, Deb would say, no,
What?
no.
right. No.
What's your favourite video game, James?
Oh, wow. So many. I've just finished Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda game, which is just hands down the best video game ever made by human hands. Before that, it was Wolfenstein 2, which is thematically the best video game. It's all about if the Nazis would have won World War II and come and conquered America, about half of the population of America would be just fine with that. They'd be happy as clams. And what I loved is I got to go down to New Orleans, actually, in the video game, and there were people, there's some certain people that dress in bed sheets, if you know what I mean, with hoods, white hoods. You get to shoot these people in the head, and you can replay that level to your heart's content.
Oh, wow. Any quote that you would like on there?
Yeah. And this is to Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
Right now, I'm playing an old game called Portal, which is a puzzle game. I was at a convention, and I think it was about a 9-year-old young man came up and had a Portal t-shirt. And I said, oh, I love that game. And he said, oh, I love this game. I've beaten it all by myself. I didn't even check the internet for anything. And what I didn't tell him was I stopped because I got frustrated. So I went back and I'm playing them, just finishing them all up actually today. And I'm seeing if I can keep up with this 9-year-old boy who apparently is a freaking genius. They're great, great puzzle platformer. Yeah.
Both of you, have you guys ever gotten into other vampire franchises? Morgan, you mentioned Juliet was actually good friends with Anne, right?
Yes, absolutely. And Anne's in our film, the only time ever in a scripted movie, and we also got to get, I think, her very last interview for our doc series.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that first book is hard to beat top, isn't it? Interview with a Vampire is one of the greatest.
Charlie, this is for you.
Sharon's next, actually.
Good.
So, Stephanie.
I'm going to have to sign your hat.
That's okay. Is it because I took
Can you
Our faces are huge in this, but it's a great shot.
Yeah.
Could you give a shout out to Adrian? And that one, we actually should say these have never been printed. This is the second time they've signed together.
Yeah, this is the only time we've signed this.
SHARO.
O-N, yep. Sharon, okay, Stephanie.
There's so many ways to spell certain names.
Yep. Cathlo. I like that name, Cathlo.
Did she want anything specific? No?
She just wants your a quote.
A quote.
Yeah, one of your favorite quotes.
Fight me. He's my favorite.
Was it? Did you actually say that?
I did, and I wrote that.
Oh right, I remember
Yeah,
that
it's the
now.
only one, and I'm
I
gonna sign
remember that.
down here. So I don't capture that.
Have either of you ever done voice acting for video games?
Yes.
What games did you do, James?
I did Lex Luthor for DC Universe Online. I did. Oh, I can't say that. I can't say this. I did that for another one.
Oh yeah, we can't say.
We can't even talk about it.
No, you can say video
Video
games.
games you
Can
can.
you?
Yeah.
Because they're not AMPT.
Okay.
Yeah.
So weird.
They should actually send out, like, what are you?
I did Bioshock of the Little Sisters.
Oh my god.
And also, gosh, a bunch of other ones. I'm trying to remember what they are, and a
You
lot of animation too.
Freaked me out.
She freaked you out. Tell them the story about what happened with us, Julia.
No.
No, tell it's a good.
Embarrassing.
Can you just one time say, "Come on, Mr. Bubbles"? Come on. Here, I'll close my eyes.
It's been a long time.
Damn it.
Go on, Julia. Tell the story.
I can't do it right now. I'm trying to channel the Little Sisters. Mr. Bubbles,
That's it. Oh.
I'm gonna need some angel's blood, Mr. Bubbles.
Oh my
So I had a very weird thing, which is that sometimes I talk in my sleep in character, and Dad didn't know I was doing Little Sisters. And in the middle of the night, I said,
and I've never said this since. I don't have children. I don't know where it came from. I said,
I have to go potty.
and he woke up and went, "What? What is going on?" And then I told him,
Stephanie,
he said,
this is
"Okay,
weird.
you're doing a character."
Here is. See, Sharon was first. So
I think, Adrian, they did do a shout out for you.
You did. Oh, I'm sorry. It's hard to. I sort of got this quote was a bit long.
yeah, it's all
So
good.
I can do it. We can redo it if we need to.
What film or book
Kath
scared
Lowe.
you as kids?
Kath Lowe.
Yes.
And what did Kath Lowe?
C-A-T.
Did one of
One of your favorite, yeah.
Okay.
Yours, at least yours is
Yeah.
not. I should do a shorter one. Sharon, we did. Stephanie, we've done. Kath Lowe, we're in the process of completing. Sorry, Deb, what was?
What film or book scared you?
Oh, 30 Days of Night is a really scary vampire film. Danny Houston is excellent in it, and that's really scary. The Strain audiobooks, I thought that one was scary. I Am Legend is scary.
Kath Lowe.
A
Don't
lot
Look
of-
Now.
Don't Look Now is an incredible Nicholas Roeg movie that's really scary. Also, some of the original Twilight Zones are just so brilliant and unnerving. What would you say?
The scariest show I know of would be Lawrence O'Donnell.
What is that?
News.
Oh yeah, it is for sure. Do we do
It's
this-
watching.
Yeah. Do we do this to Mary Kay her, or just to Mary Kay, or to Mary? Do we do the whole name? You think, or like the last?
I think Mary.
So just
No, let's do the whole name. Mary.
so all
Or
three.
you just say Mary. I'll do Mary Kay. Her.
I think we can. What was it like for you both working with Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
I got to nudge her with a cattle prod one time. That was strange.
Let's see.
Oh,
Mary.
Marlene714, is it too late to get a photograph?
No, you can go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters, and they are coming in now, so it is not too late. That is Mary Kay Herrera.
William Mora, that's a great question. I can't ask them that question because of the SAG strike.
Molly. you're-
Silent Maggie, wow, you guys are still going? Yeah.
We're still going.
Oh,
Deb,
yeah.
we actually are out of photos, and we have a lot more, so we need.
What are we out of?
I mean, not out, but we need, our next one is for a devious stare.
Okay.
A devious stare close-up.
So it's,
2 more devious stairs.
is it devious
I'll
stair?
I'll tell you again, sorry. Devious stair, that's this one, you guys. Devious stair close up next.
I shouldn't have put a powder in your hair, but it's nice.
I kind of like it.
Right.
I don't mind the heart in my hair.
That's for you, Mary Kay.
It's all right. I have a little heart in my hair. So this is a
And then-
devious stair close up, then devious stair regular, then another devious stair.
Okay, can you just let
Hold on.
them,
Then a, oops,
1,
Deb.
2, 3 devious stairs, horizontal left,
all we have is 3 of these left.
if you want them.
If you want them today. And we can also,
Yeah.
if you order them and we're out, we can sign them off camera, but in terms of getting today.
What's the next,
Okay, so the next one is the double hands.
double hands?
Okay, perfect. Let me put this on the ground.
This happened last time, guys.
I know.
We like kind of broke Streamily last time we did this.
We're doing it again.
We broke our phones, like our phones literally
The outside
overheated
parking lot.
because we were on
The one
so
that's
long.
taken the parking lot.
So hopefully, I don't even know if this is a recording right now. So hopefully, Deb will tell us if we're offline.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're breaking records
Devious
again.
stair.
Okay, horizontal or vertical?
Horizontal, another devious stair.
Okay, we are down to
1, right?
1.
So once again, if you want us to sign on camera, you might
But
choose
now,
a different.
Photo,
Photograph.
otherwise you can get that photo not on
Yeah.
camera, but and we will sign it. Oh my gosh, okay, some more coming in. We need a Spike and Drusilla, the one hand, not the double hand. Our
One
last
hand?
devious stair.
That's
Okay.
it.
We have it, the horizontal, the vertical one.
You know what, I just
Oh,
found
well,
one.
you
Oh
know.
no, we got one
We
more we
should-
found.
I've got one of these
And 2 of the skinny
and
ones.
2 of the skinny ones, and that's it, and that's from
A
even
devious stair,
going
right?
batches, that's
Wait,
it.
after devious, so our next devious stair, then we have, the one hand. Did you give me the one hand?
Yes,
Again?
is there a second one of that?
Yes. Okay. Actually, I need the double hand. I was wrong. Double hand, double hand, double hand, double hand. 4 of those.
4 of the double hand.
Yep. And then the closer of the one where I am.
I am doing half the effort that you're doing today.
Is it
You're
this
handling
one?
all of this, and all I'm saying.
Yes, that one is.
I'm just saying, is that ER? That's all I have to do. I'll come over to your house every time.
Oh my gosh, great. Okay.
Is that catches us up?
That catches us up right now.
So we have 1 horizontal left of devious
Devious
stair
stair.
and 2 of the vertical.
Okay. And did we do Molly already? We didn't do Molly, did
I
we?
do not believe we have.
Big thank you for being part of the show that got me. Oh, and by the way, Devin, you are going to have to add, I didn't add the numbers on the last few because I got carried away with some.
Okay, so we have to go back over those.
Yeah, we'll just go back.
Or we
over
may
that.
extremely figure it out.
No special instructions. Big thank you for being part. Amazing being saved her from a child. Oh, how amazing.
Okay, so I want to talk about string theory. I'm just kidding. String theory is ridiculous. It's one of the grand unified theories. So that there's a theory of quantum physics, which is the rules of the road for bits of matter that are smaller than an atom, so very small. And that's all about probability. And they say if you think you understand quantum theory, you don't understand quantum theory. Our brains are not even wired to understand this stuff. And then you have Newtonian physics, which is all about stuff you can actually hold in your hand. And the rules of the road are vastly different for those 2 worlds, but they think that there's got to be rules that hold true for both. And since we don't understand quantum theory, how are we going to come up with rules of the road that apply to both? It's ridiculous.
Can we give a shout out to Courtney?
Hey, Courtney.
That was great, by the way. We got someone. We got Elena from Moscow. We have someone from Moscow right now.
Ah, hey.
Fabulous.
We are.
This is for Kat.
Marlene, so much. I adore you guys. I've met you, James. Would love to meet you, Juliet. What's your favourite place in the world?
I love Kauai, the north shore of Kauai, and Hawaii is paradise. Hawaii altogether is paradise and beautiful. I also love Paris, I love London. There's so many amazing places.
I remember coming from Seattle in the U-Haul van
with my little child, my son who was about 1.5 years old, and my then wife, freaking out in the traffic because realizing that if you can't, when you're driving a truck, you can't brake quickly. Like it doesn't stop on a dime. It's just thinking, oh my God, and you suddenly you're in bumper traffic and freaking out. And I realized that I had been telling myself, oh, I'm moving down to Los Angeles from Seattle. It's going to be hell on earth. The place is an armpit. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And then I just thought, James, LA is a big place. If you want to find hell on earth, you'll find that. And if you want to look for something better, you'll probably find that too. And I did. I love LA. I really do.
This is for Ken, and this is, I remember that Ken said this was his first autograph ever getting from us. Super excited, and I know, Ken, we're also going to see you next week at our online screening event of A Place Among the Dead and get to talk to you online there after we screen the movie. Super excited for
So
that.
I'll spell Ken correctly this
Ken
time.
Hayden,
Okay.
yes.
This one is from Molly.
Okay.
Strive for greatness. Who's your favourite person to work with besides each other?
Yeah, we definitely had an incredible time working together, and always do have some cool stuff brewing, and hopefully we'll be doing some more stuff again. But also, gosh, Johnny Depp. I loved working with Johnny. I loved working with Tim Burton. Sarah Jessica Parker, Gary Oldman, Ron Perlman, Robert Patrick, Lance Henriksen.
Lance is great.
Lance is amazing, and obviously all of the show we're not talking about today. All of the whole rest of the group besides us was just, everybody was amazing to work with, and it was so creative and so much fun. Those are a few. I also got to work with Joel Cerno, who created 24 on a show called La Femme Nikita, and loved. It was his directing debut, so that was cool. Okay, so Stevie.
Kathy Bates was fabulous. Kathy Bates.
Ooh, what was that like?
We were shooting. It was a film called. Can't even say it. Let's see. Hilary Swank. Most of the day was filming Hilary Swank. 11 hours. She's the lead. It's okay. And on the 11th hour, they turned around for our coverage, and Kathy had 103 temperature that day, and she was not 20 years old. And I thought that when they finally turned around, Kathy was going to have a word with this first-time director about time management. And all she did, she had her hand on the doorknob to enter set for the shot, and she just turns to me and goes, "Men from the Boys, James, here we go." And I fell in love. And I asked her after we finished the scene about it. She said, "Well, James, if you're on the A-list, you're working with A-list directors and producers and writers, and they can have anyone they want. And so part of being on the A-list is actually rolling with it, and being humble and thankful, and being easy to work with." Yeah.
That is lovely, and how it should be.
Yes, it is. And for most actors, it is. I'd like to say, in every town, in every office building, on every floor, there's at least one jerk. And that may be true in Hollywood as well. It's just those jerks in Hollywood get a lot of press.
If you couldn't work in the film and music industries, what would you do?
Be in jail, for sure. Acting's really saved me because my home life wasn't very healthy. I was just always in a play, and I was able to go into another kind of family, group of people who were functioning harmoniously with love and trying to give a gift to an audience that was yet to arrive. And so we were both like eating dinner and all of this unhealthy behaviors going on. I'm just like shoveling my food in, going, "Gotta go to rehearsal, guys. Have fun with whatever you're doing to each other. I'm out."
Creativity is God's gift to the suffering child.
Bingo. And this is Elsa Bruno? Alyssa. Yeah, I can actually do it.
What would you do if you went in the entertainment industry?
Quick question, I just want to say, so it says, can you outline for me, Juliet, so they call it committing murder because it's a commitment. It's more serious commitment than marriage. I never said that, did you?
I didn't either.
Okay, that's what they want, right? So let me just look at this for one quick sec, so I get it right. They call it committing. 'Cause I don't know what that means. 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 '
The show that comes. Thank you for joining us. It meant the world.
Elisa Bruno, this is for you.
Okay, this is Juliet Lando, and then she wants you to write, it's a more serious commitment than marriage. Murder? Okay, I'm getting scared, Natasha.
You are Instapace. I can relate to the
Wait,
hunting, James.
I've got to make sure, hold on. It's a more serious commitment than marriage.
It's a more serious commitment than marriage, yes.
More.
7, and this is basically no, I can add that one. When I was a kid, I was really fascinated by archaeology, and probably psychology as well. I think being an actor, you sort of are looking at why we behave in the way that we do and exploring things about the human condition, and so I think it's probably a natural leap that would be, but I agree, I really am a creative person, and so I don't think I would have had another outlet, and my home life was also not good, and so so I think you know, my imagination was a place for refuge. So yeah.
I just love, and I'm going to eat beef jerky. I hope I don't have to
No,
use
that's okay.
Grunch Daddy said he can't speak about any time, any shows that he's been on. Sorry, he wants to, but he's not allowed to by SAG rules.
This is the first food I've had since the sun rose over this beautiful city of Los Angeles.
Beef jerky.
Oh yeah,
Do you do that a lot?
I do.
Chili Whiz, Juliet, your hat looks lovely. You're so
Was
trendy.
that always a thing?
No. Well,
A new thing? What's
now I can afford it. When we were working together, they were paying me in tortilla chips, so I couldn't afford it.
what? I didn't hear what.
Chili Whiz says she loves your hat. You're so trendy.
Oh my goodness, thank you. This is for Angel. And I'm gonna give you that. Angel gets a special extra beef jerky signature.
Sammy, hi from Australia.
Oh, and do I have the number on the back of that one? No, I'll do
Oh,
it.
Ismira wants to get a picture. Where does Ismira get a picture?
You either go to streamily.com/Juliet Landau or streamily.com/James Marsters, and you should see on either of our feeds here in the top the link, so that I know you can't copy and paste, but you can see what it is.
Sure, Angel, without so much beef in it.
And just a little bit of jerky.
This another therapist here. I know quite a few actors, also therapists.
Barbara Sadul. Hi, Barbara. We love your
Barbara.
video for the extras, and this is for your new home. And do you think Barbara? Do you want your whole name on here, or just to Barbara?
I'd go with Barbara.
I think Barbara. Don't you?
I don't know. I don't know much. If I ever sound intelligent, it's because someone's written dialogue.
Rose, glad to see other we have a lot of therapists in the chat apparently, which is really cool.
That is awesome. Maybe you guys can
Therapy
come to
rocks.
our screening event. We've actually been doing them with some of the therapists from Peace Over Violence, that is a domestic violence charity, and also with Dr. Romani, who is the premier expert on narcissistic personality disorder and narcissistic abuse, and so maybe you'll want to come and hang out and talk with all of us.
I will say, one of the big reasons that I'm as happy as I am is because I got very good therapy. I think that anyone who has to undergo life deserves a little bit at least. Yep.
I'm excited
It's
about
like
the new
dentistry.
home too. That's exciting. Yes,
Jan-
it's like dentistry. It's like maintenance. We think of it that way too.
Yeah.
Goes to the robot. What are there any tour dates? Are there any dates coming up?
I wasn't supposed to say it
What? So stay
because it's not
tuned.
official yet, but it is locked in. We will be playing Nashville in October. I don't remember the specific date off the top of my head, but if you go to gotrmusic.com, Ghost of the Robot, music.com, there's a link tree to all of the stuff the band's up to. That's for you, Barbara.
This is for Barbara for your new home.
And it will soon, once it's officially announced, in the next few days. If not now, actually, you'll be able to buy tickets, and I'll be putting that up on my socials. But it's in October, I think mid-October.
Jean says that the Deadhead Zooms are incredible and the screenings of the film.
And
It's been incredible being on this journey with Eugene and all of you at Place Among the Deadheads. We love you so much. It is A-N-T-H-I-M-E.
So,
wait, sorry. A-N-T-H-I. Yeah.
And this is for Marlene and Karina. Karina. And beautiful names we're getting.
if anyone, James, wants to kind of get Ghost and the Robot to come to their town, is there anything they can do? Is there what could they do if they wanted that to happen?
Yeah. Reach out to us on our Instagram, I think, would be the best way to do that.
Cool.
Yeah. And this is for you.
This one is really for you.
Elisa, thank you, James and Juliet, for the sign and happy birthday wishes. My inner child is so happy right now.
Oh,
Love you so much.
yay, you're so
Marlon and Karina.
And it's M-A-R-L and then the little thing asterisk over.
And is that an E?
A, yes.
E, okay.
Pauline gives you a big thanks from France.
Okay, wow, we're still going. So I thought we did Erica. Maybe, I did maybe that alone. Just wanted to say that I love you all, everybody. Okay. To Scott, Stacy,
Annabelle, that isn't correct. You can buy images right now. If anyone is interested, can we give a shout out where they buy?
Streamily.com/Juliet Landau or Streamily.com/James Marsters. And we are getting into the home stretch here, it looks like. So if you want to get signed today, you should probably get your phone now.
So Drinkwater Jody, you have not missed this. You can absolutely still get one signed if you want to.
No, you can do it, yeah, absolutely.
Fari says Deadhead with smiles. We love you, Fari. You're amazing.
And Fari made an amazing video too for our Blu-ray extras.
AD
Can't
says,
wait for
hi
everybody to
Juliet.
see.
Is that Deb I hear? I miss you guys.
Floor
Yeah.
jerky.
Okay, so this is to Erica, A-R-I-C-A. I just want to say I love you when you're all. Oh, thank you for caring. Of course we care.
That's my favorite Simpsons quote.
What is it?
Homer drops pie and he picks it up and he says, "What's floor pie?"
Floor. That's funny. That's funny.
Can you give a shout out to Harriet?
Oh, did I put a number on the back of that one or did I not? I did. Hi,
A-R-I-C-A.
Harriet. A-R-I-C-A. Great. Now, Abigail, two fingers, we've been obsessed with both of us, and she was a teenager, 31. Oh, finally meet her autograph. Well, thank you, Abigail. That's awesome. So excited that you're getting one. JJA270. Wow. I think we're breaking Streamily again.
Erica, this is for you.
I feel the air is really helping her keep the funds a
It
little bit
is.
cool.
Are we still okay with the sun coming in?
Yeah, we're good. Norwegian girl, will you be doing another live streaming another time? Yes, I believe that
We believe
is.
so. We don't have it set yet, but we'd love to.
The last one we did, it was raining ferociously, I remember, so it was a little while ago.
Yeah, it was February, I think. It was Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be a
4
similar,
months-ish.
yeah.
Would probably be.
My pleasure, Erin. We love you. You're the best. Okay.
Scott.
this is for Abigail.
Yes. To Scott.
It's so easy to make people happy when you've been on television. I just can't believe that just by waving a pen around, Abigail's going to get this in the mail and she's going to have a good day. I hope,
Aw,
but, you know,
hopefully.
or a better day. Yeah.
We just had another person say you should play Morticia and Gomez.
Wow. I'd do it.
It actually.
I'd make a good Morticia. Oh no, that's for you. Oh.
Well, yeah, I can't even say that now. Yeah. Okay, so
I'll
I
be
gave
a
you
good
Scott, right? Yeah. Okay. Stacy.
Two T's.
Scott, yeah. Stacy.
Hi, Jim. Hope Deb is there too. Yes, April, we are. Yeah, I am.
He is.
But he's not
helping
wearing
us.
pants.
No,
He is.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a mask.
He's wearing a mask.
I
I had to check. I was just checking.
I lied. I'm a liar. He has pants.
In terms of, are you signing? You don't have. Do you have Funko Pops, James, to sign?
I
Are
We'll
they in the
check.
store? Oh.
I don't, if they're
Are
not
they
in the
Well,
store,
they're not in the store, then they're not
They're
signing
not
them
signing them.
today.
There.
So you don't need to.
So I got tangled up anyway. Stacy, for you, love.
Okay, and we did Scott already, right? Okay, Stacy, we're doing now. Sarah Elizabeth.
Scott Scorsese says thanks for the pig.
Yay! Oh, that was you, Scott? Aw, I wish I'd known. It doesn't have your last name. But some of these, yeah, it just has, thank you for complimenting, please write personal message. Okay, cool.
This is for Stacy. That's for you, Don.
And this is a second one for Sarah Elizabeth. Thank you for that. And two different ones.
What should I have for lunch? Oh, I think. It's the best.
Kathy. Okay, this is
Thank you,
Stacy.
Tom.
They're completing. That's wonderful. Okay. Now, I don't know if maybe we'll log into yours after it's on, James, because it's showing 5 more, but I'm only seeing 3 more, so we'll just log into yours and check, and then obviously we'll do our separate ones too. And then Deb, I need the boxer rib and the 2 hands.
Wow.
Do your worst.
Okay, yeah, let me see, I do this first.
I think, it's amazing that Claire's such a big part of this as well.
Do you think you can look at this quick and just see, oh yeah, Claire Kramer set this whole thing up for us to do this. Claire, who's Glory, on a show we're not talking about. Would you want to look at this and just go into the duos and see if there's anything? Oh, it's alright, I'll grab it in 1 second.
Claire, who rocks in the professional world, but has 45 children.
Not 45, but a
Oh, no.
lot.
Oh, 4 or 5. But that's enough.
It's a lot. It's amazing.
Sarah Elizabeth, I gave you the theme of this show that I can't talk about.
AJA273. Okay, so we'll have some fun. That looks nice. Are you having allergies?
No.
Just sinus fun?
I am an Afrin junkie.
You are?
I'm addicted to
That can
Afrin.
make you bad. I don't need this now. I'll do it afterwards. Right, he's right. Much love. Okay.
Wow.
Mm.
And this is, she wants, love you or much love. Jean here, but no. The number on the back, JJA274. Wow, we've gone through 2 packets of Post-its.
What?
That's a lot.
Damn.
Do you know what's weird is there were some extras from last time. We're starting to go through those now. Extra
I know.
photos. It's crazy.
This is Marianne. It's pretty. Marianne. Oh no, Marlon. Got it. Zoomed in. A-R-L-E-N. Not Marianne. Marlon.
Jean, that's for you.
Yay.
If you can see me. There we go.
You could see me now. Sorry. Kiss will do that, so I've done Jean.
The Fangirl, if you're interested, can you go to
Streamily.com/Juliet Landau or Streamily.com/James Marsters. Either one will do, and you'll see our duo photos on there. And
yeah, then you can see that Fangirl, how it's working. So if you're interested in getting one, that's how you can do it.
okay, and then this is Marlon on M-A-R-L-E-N.
Thank you.
O-N. And then Natalie.
Marlene, so that's me, love you. That's
Oh, yay! How amazing, Marlon.
Andrea,
Yeah.
I'm sorry I called you Marianne.
Tammy, how do I get?
So you go to Streamily.com/Juliet Landau or Streamily.com/James Marsters, and you will see the stuff there, and it will register here. Deb, we need another one of the one where I'm in front of James.
And Dark Water Jody, yes, Streamily, can I get both, please? Yes, you can.
Yes.
So So,
You can get individuals, you can get doubles, you can get anything you want.
what was the one you want?
The one where I'm in front of James kneeling on the ground.
Perfect.
The close-up version. Thanks, Dad, for this reason. Who's one of your favorite boys? Perfect. And this is JJA. These pens run out fast, unless I'm just because I'm not.
The silver runs out really fast.
Yeah, why? The
Because
gold
it
don't?
sucks. You know, gold and copper
Don't.
don't. They last a good long, like a Tootsie Pop.
I'm so glad that you told me that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I always buy silver because I kind of like the idea of silver.
How many licks does it get to the center of gold?
Mhm.
500. Silver? 50.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I've gone through like, oh wow, ooh,
Right?
damn.
Yeah.
I should have done that sooner. Okay.
It's a chemical thing.
Someone saying, send James more beef jerky.
Oh, I got myself covered.
Do you
I've
want
got-
some peanuts or anything?
No.
Cashews.
Cashews?
Oh, damn it. Yes, damn it, yes.
You want some?
I do.
They're not.
They're pretty- they're
no
also-
oil,
They're
no
high fat,
salt.
though. They're high
Yeah.
calorie.
But
Steven came to the show at the Mint, and he knows that I don't eat candy. He's like, I should not be giving you this.
oh no.
He was like, he was giving me crack, and he gave me this big box of lemon heads. And I was like, okay, Steven, fine. I ain't eating that, but I'll take it from you.
And
Guess
you
what
ate
I
them
did
all.
last night?
Ate them all.
Oh my God! I pretty much chug-a-lugged them. I just broke down about 11 o'clock. I was like, I can't stand it.
So James, after this, we do need to go into
Thank you,
because
brother.
I'm showing two that show, but they're not showing online.
Okay.
And those are little pieces that they sold that way, so they're a little annoying to eat.
We actually just did feed James. We gave him some cashews.
Give him some cashews.
So-
Give him some carrots too, although they're noisy for
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
What's up, dog?
And my favorite quote.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys have a favourite designer to wear or work with?
Ooh, gosh. Well, I love our costume designer on our film, Rebecca Penton. She is the most amazing stylist, and she finds the most incredible things, all different designers, but I really love working with Bex. She's just so talented. And she did actually style the shoots that are in the magazine that I showed you earlier. Okay, so let's see. So we've got Natalie. So then, James, we have to go into your thing to find
Mhm.
these two, and then we can do our singles. And I think, unless anyone else buys,
We'll come back and check.
We'll come back and check. Okay, so we're
My
not-
favorite designer
I don't know how
just
to-
goes by one name.
I don't know how to go into your where. I know you're using one. Okay, so go into both of us for a second. Refresh it. Oh. Oh, because they're marked complete. On mine, but not on yours. You have to go through and mark each one complete. So we'll have to do it afterwards and just double check which two, and then we probably should sign them when we're just do it fast.
Sophia, the song that he sang in the TV show, he can't actually sing that song today. He would love to,
Okay.
but he's not allowed to because of the SAG strike.
So you have 4 left of your individuals. I
Mhm.
do too. So I'll do mine and we'll do yours, and then we'll probably call it in and we'll just sort out which other two
Okay.
before, so we don't cause
Sounds
problems. It sounds good. So I'm going to go to mine. And Deb, do you mind bringing me the red Drew and the Victorian?
Victorian,
Yeah,
black and white or Victorian?
black and white.
By the way, guys, in terms of Victorian black and white, we have one left.
We only have one of these left. And this one is going to Mariana.
Wow, we really, really destroyed these today. There's nothing here, really.
Well, at least we didn't crash
No, I think it's the air.
me too.
But we are probably getting close.
And hopefully we have been entertaining enough, you guys. It's actually been hard to coordinate everything and then be careful.
I think we've done a splendid job.
You do. Good. I mean, I liked hanging out with you and with everybody.
Exactly.
It's been fun. Mariana?
And if we're having fun, it's working. That's what I think.
Best is saying thank you for spending time with everybody.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for spending time and hanging out. We know this went long again, but it's super fun. What time is it? I have no even clue.
It is 2:35.
2:35. We started on camera 11, 12, 1, 2.
2.5
hours?
Yeah.
We've been doing this 3.5 hours, really? Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys made it really fly by. This is good. Okay, so this is 2.
Oh, Deb, can you tell James that the Nashville concert info for the concert on their page, but it says it being December 11th.
Thank you for that. And hold tight then, guys, because I got to figure what that is all about.
What are you guys' plans for the rest of the day?
Nimish. This is for Nimish. We're going to be working, because we're actually working with our graphic designer on the Blu-ray wrap for our film and some other stuff with the deliverables that we have to get into the distributor. We have this crunching deadline by Monday for the Blu-ray and then next week for all the other stuff. So probably working the rest of the day. How about you, James?
I am coming up with a voice for an animated
Awesome.
that I can't talk about, but that is not covered by the strike.
So you can. Oh, but you can't talk about it for other
Because,
reasons.
yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Amelia, that is for you. It was the first one.
Fabulous.
Hold on. Erin said, did you do Erin McCormack? She said,
Yes.
Deb, I might be one of the orders that isn't showing. Streamily says Juliet signed, but James did, even though he definitely did, he just didn't pick it up. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we, Deb, can I give you this actually for trash so I don't lose these pens again? Thank you. I just wanted to tell
I think we're going to go through them.
I think we'll double check. We'll go through afterwards and see. But Aaron, I don't know. I think James didn't mark his ones complete, so we're going to go through and make sure everything's complete. And if there are 2 we missed, we will be sure to sign them and get them sent out to you. And I actually think it may be from our previous one, because it said to me there had been 2 other ones that we were supposed to do. So
We
we'll
will
look into
figure
it.
that out.
We will suss it out,
Jen?
and we will see.
Subway spike for you, sweet.
Mela, I finally got it, so I think you may have signed for her. One of you guys may have signed for her.
Okay.
Okay. And then let me see right here from her. This is Streamily. Yeah, and these are been notifying me about new sales. So let's see, make sure we got all these.
It has been fabulous. I'm done.
I think I'm done too. I think
Guys,
we're good. Oh my
you
God.
freaking rock.
This has been so much fun.
I mean, like, how lucky are we? We just get to hang out with the world.
I know, we do.
And
right?
all we keep hearing is like, "You're fabulous, love you, thank you so much."
I
Like
know.
usually it's kind of like, "Take out the trash. Why didn't you do that thing correctly?" Thank you so much for a wonderful day, guys.
It's really been lovely, and it's always so lovely to hang out with James, and it's just been amazing to spend time with you guys, and thank you for your questions and the questions that we could answer. We actually forgot to interview each other about too much stuff because we had
work.
we had some stuff to sign, but I started learning all kinds of things I didn't know about James before, and so that's been really interesting. And
Okay, I'm going to take us out, guys.
All right,
Bye.
guys.
Have a good
Love
evening.
you all. Mwah.